happening today.
We have more people on, not more than ever. We've had this many people, but we have more Snap Gang. Like actual, you know.
Yep, we've had 5 at the most.
Isaac.
Mina. Oh, no. When Mina and Soteris was up here.
No, Isaac stopped in, didn't he?
Today?
No, the day with them, with Mina and Soteris.
Nope.
He didn't?
Nope.
Oh.
Who was here? Mina was sitting there. Soteris was sitting here.
That was it?
So that was just 4.
So yeah, we've only done 4 then.
This a foursome.
Ew.
And we
I'm out.
we can't fit no extra chairs in here.
Yeah, at this one I think and we have a dog. We have 5 people here.
So anytime Kiba is here, well, no, because the last time Richard was here,
That was just
it
4.
was just 4 of us. So now it's 5 of us. Yesterday we talked about what? What the fuck do we? How to energize, right? Oh shit, I forgot to go live on my other phone.
On live.me.
We gotta go live on everything.
We cover every platform at once around here.
Golly. Well, golly, as they say out here in Tennessee. Well, golly.
You can't make fun of people from Tennessee.
Shit fur.
Well, shit for.
Shit for.
Shit the bed.
I wonder where my other tripod is at.
It
I'm
was
thinking.
on.
It's in the bathroom.
What the fuck?
This bathroom.
I'm
right
not gonna
here.
ask any questions. Don't worry.
It's right up here upstairs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Go
Your
for it.
tripod's in the
What
bathroom.
was you filming in the bathroom?
Mhm, that's what I'm
I wanna
wondering.
ask it.
I actually
If you have an OnlyFans,
sat it on my tripod so I could watch football highlights and roll a blunt.
I mean, that makes
You
a
know
lot
what I'm
of sense.
saying?
Yep,
That's
really dope.
boss shit right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, put this shit right on here, hands free. Gotta watch these highlights. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's
my
just
God.
simple work right there. Yes, sir.
Get the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yep. Watching the Browns while playing the Browns. Oh shit. So we talked about energizing yesterday. And I had so many things that related to that after that podcast, and I can't even remember what the fuck they are anymore. I was like, damn, that's such a coincidence that all this stuff is happening on the day of my daughter's wedding. And I can't remember none of that shit no more. Shane, you out. Let me move this
Do whatever you want.
iPad out the
You
way.
can't just throw the iPad.
It's in the outer box. That iPad looks brand new, bro. It's been in the outer box for 7 years.
They're sturdy.
The first day I bought it,
Outer boxes, they be helping, boy.
the first day I bought it, right there in Best Buy, I popped it out the box, popped out the outer box,
Correctamundo.
put it in the outer box, right there in Best Buy, you know what I'm saying? And walked out, and it's been in that outer box ever since. So it's
Wait,
7 years ago.
I don't want to talk
Well,
about this too deeply, but
20.
I don't think you mentioned a register in this scenario.
I said I bought it, right?
Oh, I was
I
like,
bought
did
the
you
outer
just
box
put the
right
fucking thing on and walk out?
Nah, you know that's in the glass, bro. That's not happening. They putting that in the glass all day.
Nah, yeah, ain't Apple products. You can't.
This ain't-
You can't take
No, they're not letting that
It's like
shit
the people that came
happen.
into Best Buy in John City, and they was like some professional robbers, bro. They cut a hole through the roof and they rappelled down and stole over $18,000 worth of Apple products.
Who
And
phone ain't on
couldn't,
silent? Put your
couldn't
phone on
activate
silent.
none of
You
it.
can't use it because
That's what
they
I mean.
have it
You
like a
can't
VIN
activ-
on a car.
You can't
Like,
activate none of that.
That's crazy.
But I mean, there was some like legit robbers,
Yeah.
bro, because they rappelled from the top of the roof and they came out the top of the roof too. So they never had to go through the front door.
How
and they would
legit
never,
were they?
they would never call, bro. It was some serious shit.
If they didn't know that
dun,
information, though,
dun.
why not steal some diamonds, like some gold? Like if you're gonna go through all that, like how do you not?
Something untraceable.
Yeah,
At least a team.
fucking get some guns and scratch the serial number off and sell those.
PlayStations, man. I would have
Anything.
stole all the video games.
PlayStations would have. Nah, they have serial numbers too. They would have tracked that shit. Wondered where
Really?
they got it from. Yeah,
As soon as you went
would've been-
online, they no,
Probably,
that's that
yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
Hey,
Where you
but-
buy it?
Grand.
Anything you go online with, dude.
Yeah, they would know in a
Anything.
heartbeat.
Where you get that shit from?
So you can't do hardware. You would have to do some like.
You know what I do want to talk about? Yesterday, we was live, right? And we brought up the Restream chat.
Yeah.
The motherfucker don't work. Because on our live on multiple platforms, we had comments,
and we weren't getting any.
And we weren't getting none in the restream app.
I think it only works if they're commenting on the restream app, going through whatever this
It's supposed
is.
to.
It's supposed to pick everything up.
I watched videos on it, man. When was the last time YouTube lied to somebody?
YouTube lies to me every day.
Well, you be clicking on the wrong video.
That's what I'm saying.
You
That's
like
why
that
we need to
clickbait.
subscribe to channels like you.
You like that clickbait. But no, yeah, they screwed me. As usual.
It happens.
They gotta work some kinks out.
Get the rocks off.
It's cool though. That's just the way the game go, man. I'm not tripping on it.
The way of the world.
I'm gonna put it up over here just in case somebody say something from Facebook. YouTube, they always say. But damn. So wait. So they repelled. This happened in that's by down there.
2 years ago, John City.
Across street from
my
Home
homegirl
Depot.
worked there. Yeah, my old lady's like good friend. They came in the middle of the night. They cut two holes in the top of the roof, and 2 dudes came down and they busted the shelves out. I mean, their faces was never visible because it was masked up. So the cameras that when they rappelled down, it's like they had the blueprint of this place. When they came down the thing, they went straight for the Apple products and they came right back up the thing. And then they put the roof back down like it was really some you know that movie with the dude where they steal the diamond at that bank or not a bank. It might
shit
be
was like Ocean's 11.
It was like they steal a diamond at that bank, and then the dude goes to prison, but he hides that big old diamond.
Oh, he's with Martin Lawrence.
That's with Martin Lawrence, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh my God, I love Blue
damn,
Street.
That is a hella movie.
I love Blue Street.
He's like Pizza Man,
As usual.
Pizza Man, because
Not
when
on
he
the same page.
when he gets out, bro.
Episode 20. Blue Street.
When some bitch gets out of prison, it's a police station now. So he has to go in that police station and get that diamond at the damn ductwork up in the ceiling.
I like Josh.
Me too.
You know what? And I can say this because I'm in the room. I'm the minority in the room, so I can say.
Oh no!
Last time you was the minority, now it's me. All right. So most of the time, white people don't know classical black movies that are not mainstream.
I've never heard.
That's what made me think about it.
Exactly.
When I like, all right, so like most like when you think about
Give us some examples. Let's see if we know 'em.
Menace to Society.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know Menace to Society? So Richard, you know
I
that.
watch music.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
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 You see that one, but see that one is getting more popular.
That's what I'm saying. You're
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
mainstream.
But
kind
see though, even though Ice Cube is a popular figure,
yeah.
when I first moved to Florida, when I met a lot of my friends who was different race than me, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's watch Boys in the Hood." They'd be like, "What's that?" I'm like, What's that?
Nah.
Menace to Society? What's that? What's that? Like, come on. I'd be like, Friday. They'd be like, I heard of Friday. I don't think I saw it.
Everyone's
though.
heard of Friday.
You don't think you saw it though? You heard of Friday, right? You watched Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
If
about
you
to
ain't
be
watched
concerned.
It's Blue Street, ain't it?
Blue Street.
Yeah, that movie.
National Security.
That's a good movie for
Yeah.
sure.
No,
But
National
Blue Street
Security.
is funny, bro. It's a comedian.
That's another Martin Lawrence movie.
How is it that I have so?
Martin Lawrence.
Exactly.
funny.
Jamie. Yeah.
He's a
See,
good
that's what I'm saying.
I
actor.
love
like-
Jamie Foxx. Like,
Yeah.
he's
And I
my-
love Jamie
You
Foxx.
seen the new Jamie Foxx movie on Netflix?
Which
Is
one?
Project
it
Power?
good?
No, I haven't.
Oh my!
Because
God.
you were talking about
I
a
canceled my
mixtape with some
Netflix.
shit.
I watched
like,
it twice
I'm about to be
already.
buying
it's
Netflix.
good. I was
I gotta watch out for
nervous.
Kiva's tail. So
I downloaded the BMT app just cause, like that betting app, just
Yeah.
because Jamie Foxx was on it. Like I was like, rep him, rep
yeah.
it.
So look at that. We got a comment. Who is that?
Oh God,
Hey, now I got comments.
it might be reverb. They're gonna be like, "You're reverb."
My friends won't be able to watch this live unless. Oh,
Huh?
that's just somebody in a group watch. Throwing us off our point.
Either way.
What the fuck was we talking about?
We were talking about
Jamie
Black
Foxx,
movies.
Project Power, right?
Mm.
The new movie, Project Power.
Right.
You take, it's this new drug on the streets, and it's called Power,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, I seen the commercials for
And you
this.
take it, and it unlocks a power inside of you that is unique to you.
Oh, that's that capsule. You turn it,
Yeah.
twist the pill, and you throw it. And some people, when it goes down, you'll see it on the thing. Yeah, and it'll make some people.
And if you don't have a power, you explode.
Yeah, for
Holy
real.
shit.
Like,
Nice. What a way
You
out
just
to learn
pop.
that you're average and you're done.
Yeah. So you just pop.
So this is a movie, not a series.
It's a movie. It's amazing.
Right.
It's pretty.
It's well put together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people gonna be critical of it and be like, man, but it was
It's like
I'm
the Limitless
critical
pill.
of everything
They made a
I
movie about
watch.
that too. The Limitless pill. But
Yeah.
It was not a
MGK
capsule.
is in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Nope.
But he was only in his credit.
Done.
In his credit, he was only in the first minute and 30 seconds until Jamie Foxx killed him.
How good of an
That's
actor
hilarious.
was he?
He was great.
Yeah,
Really?
see, the thing
He
about
was great.
I like MGK or Machine Gun Kelly. I
He's
can't
alright.
do the acronym.
He was great. He his first little part was a little snooty because he had to play the little like guy who was asking too many questions at the drug deal. But as the story takes on, you kind of get to know why he was so arrogant. They in New Orleans. This ain't his plug. This guy's a nobody to them, and he offering them free drugs because he is working for the government in an effort to experiment on the city of New Orleans. So he asking questions because he's like, who the fuck are you? Like, why are you here? And he's like, you asked too many questions. He's like, well, I'm new. So you take him as like to be cocky.
Yeah.
But really, it's like, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
Right,
who is
right,
he? Like,
yeah.
We all thinking that he's just the only one that'll say it. And so when I first saw it, I was like, man, fucking Machine Gun Kelly. And then the second time I saw it, I was like, hey, Machine Gun Kelly. So I liked it though.
He has a lot of like little tiny features. You'll see him in movies and be
Yeah.
like, oh, shit, that's Machine Gun Kelly. Like, what was that horror movie he was in?
Oh, God.
Oh
It's
man.
been a lot
Trying
of
not
horror
to be
movies.
critical right now, and all I can think is these have to all be just awful.
You know,
movies.
no,
No, but he's like just a role in
if
the
you
back.
don't like
It was-
Machine Gun Kelly, you can take satisfaction in watching him drown in a bathtub by the hands of Jamie Foxx.
I can't because I know it's.
What was
that's
that one
fucked
where
up.
they like you have to drive?
No,
and you
I
can't
don't want
see-
that on
like
me,
you can't
you
see
know.
the creatures.
He
you
do
can't
turn into the
drive.
Human Torch though in this
Is it a
movie.
movie?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a movie.
It's his power.
I'm gonna watch the movie.
Scary.
I'm probably gonna watch
Yeah,
it.
it's a
It's his
scary
power.
movie. Like something bird challenge. Like it started that bird.
Oh,
challenge.
the Bird Box challenge.
Bird Box.
Oh,
Machine Gun
yeah.
Kelly is in
Yeah,
that
no,
movie.
he plays that
Really?
role. He plays that movie good though.
Yeah, and he
That's the
like
one
he
movie-
fucks that
Everybody
girl.
was good in
He
Bird
fucks that
Box.
girl,
Everybody- I mean, that
and then he
movie was
dies.
almost
Like
complete.
literally, but he plays that role good, and you didn't even know he was in that movie,
Did you see
I've
Bird
never
Box?
seen it because I thought it was a
take all his
stupid
tattoos. They
concept.
took
Oh my
everything.
God.
You
off.
never seen Bird Box?
I thought Bird Box was a ripoff of A Quiet Place.
But okay,
No,
let me
it's
ask you
not.
this.
Fuck
Let me
you.
ask you this. Let me ask you this.
I
Did
love
you-
Richard?
I love-
Let me ask you this. Did you find out about Bird Box after it became popular? And
Yes.
That's why you didn't watch it? See,
The
that's
same
what
thing with
ruined-
Walking Dead. The same thing with blah 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 blah.
That's what I don't watch TV series like that. Like
I ain't got time to
I
do
never
that.
really
No,
watched
I'm
Game
not.
of
Unless I'm
Thrones.
just keep-
I don't get
Obsessed with horror
invested.
movies.
I
I
never
can't-
watched Game of Thrones. I never watched
Game of Thrones was a lot to take
I
in.
never
I couldn't do it.
watched any of that other stuff.
The only series I watched it was recent. It was about this. It's actually based on a true story about a dude out in California. Crenshaw went to Crenshaw High School. Is a black dude football player,
Mhm.
and damn, what the
I
hell?
know what you're
Come on,
talking
it's
about.
brand new on Netflix right
I
now.
literally know.
Home or something like that. Well, dude's dad disappears, goes off somewhere. Well, he ends up going to Beverly Hills High School, and it's on a true story. Damn, I'm gonna have to let me think.
That's what I'm looking for
Look up-
right now. No
I'm telling
joke,
you,
I'm
I
on
mean,
it.
It's a hella movie. I mean, a hella series. I was up in my seat
It's a
watching back to back.
series.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a series. I watched that some bitch probably 20 hours because I ended up watching it all night one night and passed out for a little bit and woke up finished it. Just because that's how into it.
Like people think I'm crazy, but I'm like I seen Stranger Things like a long ass fucking time ago.
It's
Right.
been out a minute.
Like I seen it.
Don't
I
even
feel
know
like
how to
I
look this up.
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
let you
I
handle
know for a
this.
fact I watched it with my ex-girlfriend,
Yeah.
and then it became popular like as our relationship was like ending.
So did you stop
Or
watching
not
it?
it didn't even get popular then. It got popular when me and Sid Harris got together.
Yeah.
And when she put it on, she's like, let's watch Stranger. I'm like, I've seen this shit already.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it just came out. And I'm like, but
Mm-mm.
how? Because I'm pretty
I've
sure I've
seen
seen it
it.
already. Everybody just now talking about it, and it kind of tricked me because I was like, did I see it?
Because
Am I
it starts to
tripping?
feel like you're on a different timeline.
But I'm
ah.
like, I know the whole storyline. Like it's like when they got rid of Bernstein Bears. You like, did that shit exist?
Yeah.
Or is my childhood a lie? Like,
you believe in the Mandela effect and stuff like that?
Oh,
yeah.
God.
All American.
Mhm.
There you go.
All American.
It's called All American with the kid. His name's Spencer.
Never would have guessed that in a million years either. And
he
knew what you were talking
he
about.
jumps in front of that girl from Beverly, gets shot in the arm, tries to come back. It's a hell of story. That's why I like it. And it was based on a true event.
I like things.
What's your thoughts on the Mandela effect? Let's explain it for somebody who might be watching that don't know what it is.
Run it down, Richard.
All right, so the Mandela effect is basically where things can happen in your universe that are different from the universe that your body originated from. So for some reason, you stepped through some kind of boundary and ended up in a parallel universe where everything is the same except tiny little details. That's one explanation to it. The other is that realities are merging. Like it's two different universes that are slightly different and they're merging together.
So those are two concepts as to why the
why.
Mandela effect.
But what it is just the like you think that something happened a certain way and you swear by it, and thousands or millions of people can have the same opinion as you and be like, I swear it happened this way,
And it didn't.
but in reality it didn't. Like Star Wars, Darth Vader, like he says, Luke, I am your father. But he doesn't. He just says, I am your father. But you swear to God, he says, Luke, I am your father. But
well, that's because everybody replay it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
But you've heard, like,
but the Berenstein
I
Bears, you were
personally
just
think
talking
that's
about it. You knew how it was. Why would everyone mispronounce it for so long? Isn't that odd?
I mean, we bought books under that book club.
That's what I'm saying. But also, no one can find any of those books. And best case scenario, if they can, some ninja snuck in and
I would say this.
switched it out, right?
I'm gonna respond to the Mandela effect thing in a second, but I'm gonna say that I know for a fact that. Well, I'm not gonna say I know for a fact. That's dangerous.
We don't know
tread.
shit.
That's dangerous water to tread. They like, oh, he knows it. They gotta get him. In life,
11/11.
in life, every 10 years they kind of like mind fuck the next generation into thinking like that you know what I'm saying? So they can like recycle history.
So you think it's like a simulation?
I don't think it's a simulation. I think
we're in a simulation.
Hey!
Dang.
You and me are
think-
down
I'm
on
gonna tell you,
that.
like, there's just no possible way. Like, I mean, okay, let me for instance, those big ass rocks that's over. I don't forget where they at. Somewhere in the Middle
I
East.
know what you're talking about.
And they are set out to. I'm talking.
Line up with the.
That long ago, they didn't have machinery. You tell me how the hell there ain't no some kind of other stuff going on out there where
I can answer that. The terrorists say that in Africa and other places of the world, giants exist.
Oh yeah.
Like people taller than Shaq.
Like actual giants, not a
she was-
large
yeah, sure.
person, a giant.
And I think the
so,
government
like,
hides certain stuff.
They don't tell us, but also them people hide away from government as well.
Yeah, those.
Which is why when they like
Maybe like
try
Sasquatch.
to, that's why they want to conquer everything.
Yeah.
Because they looking for shit.
They don't like
They
the
always looking for
unknown.
shit. They call
But
it
I feel like,
exploring, but
yeah,
it's being nosy.
Like,
Why do we avoid the ocean so bad then?
It's called exploring, but it's really being nosy.
Yeah.
Like in the
Same
ocean,
reason
it's
we're-
actually pressure points that people can't go past.
Because
It's like whole like different.
We don't have
the.
I mean, they say we don't have equipment to get
trees.
down that far down there.
They
Because the pressure
say-
changes.
I mean,
so-
it's deep.
We've
You
made
understand the
some
long. Okay, just like for
crazy
instance, when you
shit.
dive in a pool,
But
you go
the
to the
pressure-
bottom, your
the
ears are
pressure
going to start
changes.
to
Right.
feel the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure
Imagine
changes.
And I
so-
get that. I get it.
500,000
that even those things can't come up past.
Yeah, because they would literally implode. And if we were to go that deep, we would be crushed.
Right.
Just
They tried
literally.
it with like little robots, and as soon as it gets
Crushed.
it's just.
Like scrap metal. But if we're talking conspiracy theories, which it seems like we are, Mandela effect, things like that, have they really not come out with the technology?
Some
With the
shit they
Mandela
say is
effect
conspiracy,
thing,
but
let
it
me
ain't no
respond to
conspiracy.
that before I
It's
get
proven right in front of you. People just don't want to believe it.
With
See,
the
and that's how
Mandela
I
effect
feel.
thing,
I mean,
I
some-
believe.
You and me are on the same
Some
thing.
some shit is a conspiracy. Some shit's right in front of you, damn people. The
Right.
I just
American
like to
lies,
play
and
devil's
nobody
advocate,
just wants to
honestly.
believe this shit.
Right, exactly.
And
Yeah.
It's your choice to believe it or not, but it's in front of you to believe. But I'm telling
Exactly.
you, I mean,
And it is. I wholeheartedly agree.
So with the Mandela effect, I would say, if y'all think that life is a simulation, then that would coincide with the Mandela effect. And I also think that life is split up into multiple dimensions where somebody can experience different outcomes based on choices. Like if you play in a video game and it's just like the video game is on a CD.
Yeah.
It's there, right? But based on what you pick when you press this, that, and the third, you can affect the outcome and change the trajectory of the game.
Yeah.
So I feel like they making those type of games now just to kind of show you what's really going on, because you don't need no extra shit to make the game different.
It's all in it already.
Yeah, it's just
no matter what your choice
is. You know what I'm saying?
Have you noticed though what games haven't been able to pull off? And you game, you'll notice this. What game out there, Telltale games, all of them, your choice, it might affect the mission you're on, but how long in video games does it actually affect some of the missions further in?
Not that long.
Not that long.
It's kind of still
but
tailored to a
game.
But that's
storyline.
computer programming.
2K21, for instance, that's, I mean, however you make that player is going to determine how good your player becomes or maxes out at in the future.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, and it can
I'm
affect the
talking about-
storyline because that motherfucker might not ever win the championship.
Yeah.
Not like that. I'm talking more so, do you guys know Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah.
Say an
Talking about
MMO or something.
PC game? Kinda?
It's a PS4 game. It was actually tailor-made for console. On PC, it's a little weird to play. I deleted it.
I ain't played it.
It's a little weird. It's a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like MMOs. It's like World of Warcraft.
But you make your own storyline behind, or you pick
Now-
your own rules behind it, isn't it?
It's like-
Basically, but what happens is you go into a mission. I will do this thing that matters so much all of a sudden. This thing that I'm doing matters so much. The next mission I go on to, it never gets brought up again. It only mattered for that mission. So what if what we're talking about is true and it's a simulation? Literally, what are they running that's able to actually do some stuff like that?
Well,
I don't.
it's technically complicated software, obviously.
But you're talking about them showing us, like, you were just talking about, they're showing us what it can be like. Are
Right.
they actually showing us the full picture, or just
No, why
showing
would they
us
do
that your
that?
decisions don't actually make a fucking difference?
Well, you tailoring it to that specific game. Let's say you're playing a game like Ark,
Okay.
right? Where you pretty much creating your own storyline, but everything that you do and don't do can make and break your character. Like if you don't eat, he'll pass out, he'll be weak. If you're getting attacked, he can't run away fast enough because he ain't got enough stamina.
Yeah, but play Skyrim and eating is just a luxury. Like you don't have to eat at all. You don't have to sleep at all.
Right.
Unless
So
you have, like,
you
hard
can wait
mode
for
in Fallout.
You
or-
can wait for thousands of hours, and like your character will just
Yeah,
stand there
she's
in
good.
the same spot. And
So
she's
to
good.
answer your question, you just own this disc.
That's it. That's what you think
And
that
this
comes down
disc,
to.
this is the rules.
And that's how we
And
play.
when we translate to another dimension, you know what
It
I'm saying?
doesn't quite
It's gonna be
translate
a
the
whole
same
different
way.
set
Yeah.
of rules. We're gonna look different. It's gonna be a whole different video.
And see,
game.
if you're playing the game that it's a simulation, what it could be is the higher beings or whatever that's running our simulation
the developers.
stopped it. They stopped the program, took it out for a second, and then or added memory to it.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
eventually it's
Updates.
gonna run out.
Right.
Yeah.
Updates. And so
And then-
some things get changed.
Side
we
missions is
noticed.
probably what you're talking about. Like you saying, why is a mission not pertinent to the storyline?
This is turning. No, I'm
Some
not.
shit
But this
that
is
you-
turning into
some
actual
shit that you
fun
do-
Talk
stuff.
about us running in a video.
Real shit
game.
though. Some shit that you do is not pertinent to your storyline because how many times have you done something? Let's use this as an example. How many times was you getting ready to leave a relationship and the girl ever said, "What have you ever done for me?"
Okay,
All that shit that you did for her didn't count right then, right?
About every time, yeah.
That shit was side missions. That meaning your main storyline, that shit ain't got nothing to do with the
Yeah,
outcome
right.
of what's about to happen.
you're running around and the princess still needs saved in the castle.
So it's
You
still,
want some string theory?
it's
for
still
that?
fucking.
I'll
I
tell
feel
you
like
later.
we're about to hit a lot of stuff because one, will you remember what you're talking about? Will you remember that thought?
I was just
And-
saying, I just feel like this. I don't know what type of damn simulation we're in right now, but it ain't. If you don't believe in the other shit around you, because the higher powers are usually the only people that know what's going on behind the closed doors.
Now-
everybody else is kind of shadowed out to it.
What?
Area 51, why don't they want you there? What are they doing?
Right.
That's just one thing. Two thing, all the shit that's going on with the government, the election. I mean, it's just all big conspiracy if you think about it, all that. But
Right.
really, if you break it into depth, you can figure this shit out.
Now, okay, going off that, we believe the same thing. and this will lead into exactly what you're saying. I promise. I have this whole thing mapped out in my head. Don't worry. So, you and me believe the same thing, and it's that this is a simulation. Why are they running it? My idea, I'll give you a quick one so it doesn't take too much time and we can go on. But my idea is they're gathering information, just like we're doing in this world right now. Everyone wants our information. I feel like that's all they're doing. They're getting info.
That's why you run simulations, yeah.
Now, do you agree with that? Why do you think the simulation is what it is? You don't think, do you have an idea?
Because it's collecting data.
Maybe
That's
it's
what
to
I've
prove-
always thought.
See, I
If
believe-
it
I
is a
believe it is
simulation.
like-
It could have been to prove it's possible, just like Facebook was,
Right.
and then it turned into collecting data.
It
just
could
like
have been
Facebook
to
did.
generate energy.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's another it's
Energy is what I was
in
thinking as well.
About it was around 1990 something. The Russian and the American government, if you can read, you can look this up too. They were building underground an energy time port where they was like building up so much energy underground that it was able to time port you in to something else, and they ran out of funding for it, and they had that thing built up.
Of course they ran.
They ran out of
No,
funding.
no.
We don't like this.
That's what they
X.
say.
Yeah, I know that's what they say, but I'm saying like that type of stuff. They already know it's possible to do that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
like they're just kind of collecting data from us. I feel like, and then all the other stuff around us is stuff they're still trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
the
space,
universe.
That's
mirrors
why they're
itself.
collecting the data. Yeah.
I think the universe just mirrors itself, and we spending too much time trying to compare, isolate, and compare one and two things when really it's just a reflection, right?
Right.
So, the same way TikTok is collecting data for China, everything you do in your day-to-day life, what you eat, what you do, how you feel, all that shit, the universe is collecting data for what we don't fucking know. Who cares? But I'm just saying.
That's how I feel about
I think
that.
it's just
It's
what
out
I
of our
echo
power
with
to
that.
That's
care.
exactly what a black hole is.
Yeah, it's just.
And I 100%
a black
believe in
hole
those.
is data gets spread across the surface of it until it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a collection of data.
Because why is everybody so obsessed with ones and zeros in data? It's because the universe is.
Yes, exactly. Because
Like,
right
who
there
the
on the
universe
equator,
is to
that's
you-
where the most energy comes from on
Whatever.
our planet.
God is playing PlayStation right now, and he just collecting data.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'll tell you
We all
what.
Grand Theft Auto. No, Watch Dogs.
I'll
4.
tell you my personal belief. Like, I'm
I'm
not
one.
like religious at all or anything, but like I
don't
do
think
believe
any of us
that
are.
everything
Josh
happens
is.
for a reason, and like that's just because I'm like a science guy and like
Yeah.
mathematical, right?
See, I believe there's maybe a God, but then I believe there's too much science behind everything. Every bit of
makes too much
bit of
sense.
life that really nobody knows what's gonna happen when you pass.
Yeah.
Nobody until
I think even God's got a God.
that's why I'm.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
And that
this
God,
universe.
that's God.
We're
That's
the
what I was
youngest
gonna say.
universe
That
on the
God,
planet.
God.
I was gonna get
I
into
knew
string
it was
theory.
getting
Yeah.
into that. Yes.
It's like if an ant looked up to you and was like, "I wish I could be that motherfucker. He's so amazing."
And the dude burning, and the only thing he's looking up to is the dude burning him with the magnifying glass
he's
of
like,
the sun.
he's God. He's controlling everything. Why
Yeah.
is he doing that?
And
Yeah, I'll
you
leave-
and
I'll
me
leave the
both
ants
are
alone.
being controlled
You
by
feed him.
And to my
You
dogs,
do
I leave
this.
them
You do
alone.
that. Yeah, I don't fuck with ants. no more.
If slugs,
me.
though,
Either.
then
I've
I hit
never
them
done
with the
that
magnifying
actually
glass.
in my. Okay, one thing I did just to go off topic. This is fucked up. Someone told me that with termites, when they have a nest, you can pour molten anything down it, like aluminum or anything, and it makes a really nice statue. But it also fucks a whole bunch of
Maggots.
Shit, I don't like maggots anyway.
not mag, but termites, which is
Oh,
they're
sorry.
gonna eat your house anyways.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, but it's cool. That's a
It
cool
is
way.
cool.
Just a thing. Go on.
Every
Termites
bug,
do
every
make
bird,
sense.
every animal, everyone has got a bigger prey though. If you look at it like I mean,
Yeah.
every one of them. So like, who's our prey?
God.
Or something because
Oh no,
we're
not our
we're
prey.
necessarily-
He's not.
Yeah.
He's our,
We don't have
we his
really
prey.
a
We're not
predator
necessarily
right
hunters,
now, but
We're
I
not
get what
necessarily
you're
hunted,
saying.
but I feel like
Well,
we're
we
took
do
What's
out. We are
feeding
took
off
out.
of us?
We
Yes.
do have a predator in a sense because they tell us your predator is quote unquote good and evil.
Yeah.
Your choices
Yeah,
will be technically
right.
your predator because they will
Our
determine where you
own
translate
fucking
to.
brain.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
so
every
energetically.
choice that you ever make's already determined.
So science.
According
you're the
to
you're
God.
a
No,
science.
according to string theory.
You're a
Yikes.
science. Okay, but
Like if you
Dive in, Richard. Go
Okay,
ahead.
You ready? Okay.
String theory.
So let's explain the dimensions. So let's start with the three that we know. The first dimension, a point in space. The second dimension being or like let's say the first is a line, right? You have length, and then you have a square, which is your second dimension, like a square on a piece of paper,
Right.
length and width, and then you have a cube, length, width, and height.
Right.
So what would be the fourth dimension? What would be the next parameter? You know, the next unit. Well, we have an object,
Right.
and we need it to move through space. Like me
Right.
picking this up and moving
Right.
it. Time.
Gravity would do it.
Time.
Time.
Yeah.
Because
Oh no, that yeah, it's
Because
time, for
That's
sure.
physics.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Which
That's
is
what string
technically
theory, that's what string
math.
theory is. Math, science,
And we
they're the
didn't
same.
invent that. We discovered
We
it.
discovered it.
So
Exactly.
keep talking.
Okay, so knowing that time is the fourth dimension,
Right.
we can assume that it all works the same way because let's say like a two-dimensional object would only see a two-dimensional object as a one-dimensional object, right? It would look at it and see a line, right? If it was a square on a piece of paper looking at a circle, it would just see a line.
I smoke way too much bud for these
Right?
dimensions right now.
So we as three see the world in two, but because of light, it makes it so that we interpret it in three dimensions. If we didn't have light, if we were in darkness, or
Flat
if
stand.
we didn't have shading and light was coming from every direction, you wouldn't see, shapes. You would look like just
I know, I get what
a
you're saying.
two-dimensional object to me.
It's like when you cut the lights out. For that moment before your eyes readjust to the light, everything just flat and black.
Especially quick. Yeah.
And so we can represent three dimensions on two-dimensional paper. You know, we can draw a cube on
cube.
paper, and we can represent four dimensions on three dimensions, and so on. It only keeps going, and the math works all the way up until 12 or 13.
No.
So
I've
what would
seen
be-
something about this because when you get into space and you start to get so like farther out of this thing, I watched it. It was showing a human body in space floating, and the farther it got out from the spacecraft, the more of a dimension the person looked. So they would start to turn into fucking because where the light they would be so far out in space, the light would start to bend them, and it would literally they would start to turn into 1 to 2 to
Like
3
a
to 4
straw in
Yeah.
a glass
to
of
1 to 2
water.
to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 100 dimensions that you would see, and then it would just be nothing
Yeah.
because the light where you'd be so far it would bend you.
Mhm.
Tell me.
Damn, the light would disappear.
And
Well, because they say that everything on Earth is slowed down light patterns.
yeah,
Matter is just slowed down light, and the
I mean-
more dense it is, the slower of a
Mhm.
light molecule it is.
I mean, I don't know if you
I don't know
tripped
if we
before?
was talking about it on the
Yeah,
last
I think
podcast.
everyone.
Some
Have you
LSD, but
tried?
bro,
On shrooms.
Yeah.
Then we've all
see,
tried.
I took some LSD before, bro. You talking about some color shades
Yeah.
from the sky? I thought it was. I mean, how's that shit come through your brain, man? I'm talking about. I was
Yeah.
seeing every light from the UV scope you could talk about.
We walked by a Walgreens sign in Florida while tripping on acid on the way to Wawa.
Damn, you see some.
That
Wawa.
bitch looked like it was a hand coming at you. Like just the little red light bulbs had like.
See, mushrooms and shrooms are different. I mean,
Way
acid,
different.
Because acid, you don't see things. People's like, yeah, you see. No, you don't see things. You see crazy colors that like.
Yeah.
Shrooms, everything's wavy. I feel like to me, that carpet, I can see every stitch in it and stuff like that. But the acid, bro, I was driving one night. I mean, it looked like in the sky, 4th of July was going on, and it
You
wasn't.
see light spectrums because each color is its own form of a light spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So it opens your eyes up to what they can actually do because your brain is receptive to this information in the state that it's in.
Right.
So you just like seeing all this information and light that you've like never really thought about processing because that's like people who say they can see your aura.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
My
People,
girlfriend
people
says
call
that.
bullshit. They be like, oh, it's bullshit. But it's no. Their brain is just looking at light from a different perspective. And at the moment that they looked at you, they was just like, your light is shining a certain way.
You want to hear something fucked up real quick?
What's up?
My girlfriend, the first time she decided she could see auras, this was recently.
Mm-hmm.
She's only seen it apparently with 3-ish people, I
Talking
think.
about like,
When you
lights and
see a
pictures, when
person,
you take
there's
a picture,
basically like
oral-
a color around them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, some people you can take pictures will detect that sometimes. I know some-
Really?
Yeah.
But she said with her therapist she saw a certain color, I can't remember anymore. We looked up what it meant, blah, blah, blah. From then on out, she saw around, normal, whatever. And every time she looked at me, I was like, please, like, tell me what mine is. And she was like, I don't know if it works that way. Like, I don't see one with everyone. But she was like, every time I look at you, I see nothing, or like nothing at all. And I went to this girl that apparently it was our dealer at the time, and she claimed to be a witch. She did tarot card
my
readings,
sister's a
stuff
witch,
like that.
yeah.
And she looked at me when the conversation came up and said, yeah, you don't have one.
So, but okay, let me ask you: did you say like your problem beforehand, like
I don't have really a problem.
like no? But I mean, did you say to her like this witch? So
No,
like I don't have an
no.
aura.
No,
Can you tell me if
auras
I
had
have
just
one?
come up. It had just randomly come up. And we were talking about their own experiences, the therapist, and then her own personal experience. And I just stopped and kind of smiled, and I was like, what color do you see when you look at me?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, no, this all this the Men in Black movies, this, that, and that thing. All these movies they make. Whoever these people are that are making these movies, all these movies. Men in Black, for instance. There is a part in there where there's aliens or people that are looking like us. They're on our planet, but eventually get exposed, and they're aliens underneath the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that some people ain't.
Yeah.
I'm just telling
It's
you.
a lot of
there's
it's a lot of
other people-
Do you think
conspiracy
they
theories
know?
out there, too.
What you can do?
There's
Okay,
some people that think that.
they
But
have,
let me
like-
unpack your aura thing real quick before we get too far into the lizard people.
I was going to say.
I ain't talking about the lizard people. I'm talking about all these movies that they make that are just sculptured of shit that's going
I'm
on.
talking about with me and Richard. Me and Richard.
I'm
you know,
thinking
we're
some
talking about-
lizard people
Yeah,
stuff
we know
too,
that.
honestly.
We know it. But okay, so the aura thing. Think about it less like what color do you see when you see me, and more about like
Maybe it's you
Dragon
blocking
Ball
it.
Z.
It might be.
Maybe you're blocking.
Oh,
it
for the
from
most
her
part,
seeing.
That's what I'm
Totally.
saying. Think about it
Blocking
like think about it more like Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Like they auras don't pop out unless they powering up for some reason.
So
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
like
you just ain't
otherwise-
powered up.
Maybe you need
Never
to be
been
meditating.
in that case.
Maybe you need to be meditating, relaxed,
I
and
have
shit,
tried
like,
meditating.
and let her look at you and just like, because maybe your brain is preventing her from seeing your aura because you're like, I don't think she's gonna see nothing. I don't have no aura.
I don't have
I'm over
aura.
here and I don't have no aura,
Nope.
and so you make that a reality. You ever heard
Right.
that? Like when you speak
You
something,
speak it
you make
into
it a reality.
existence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on some level,
We've
that's
talked
true.
about that.
You translate into that dimension, and that dimension becomes your reality.
Oh, back to the
Ooh,
time.
Mandela.
Let's
Back to
let's
that,
finish the
though.
time. All right, we were so close to the end. All right, so we said the 3 on the 2 and we can translate it.
Oh, and I wanted
Right.
to know what dimension was thought.
Thought.
Yeah.
Let's finish this train. Let's finish this
Go
train.
ahead, go ahead.
Okay. So we decided that we can translate it, right? We can write 3 on the 2, so it's translatable. So in the 4th dimension, we can assume that we could write a line.
Does it only go up
And
one
the line
dimension?
would be time, right? Because
Yeah.
time is directional. It moves one way. We would see it as a line.
Right.
Right? But if we zoomed in on it and got closer to this line, we would see that it actually was, well, I guess what you could
A
say
line.
is if we were looking at it in the 1st dimension, a line. And then if you looked at it, you see that it's a cylinder,
Okay.
right?
Would you see a circle or a cylinder first?
If you saw the line, you could look at it and see a circle.
Isaac
If
has
you looked at it from
arrived.
the end, you'd see a circle to make the 2nd dimension.
Right.
And then you'd see the cylinder to make it the 3rd
Right.
dimension.
Yes.
But in between the 4th dimension, that would mean that everything that is time, right? We measure it by time.
Yes.
That's the only other parameter that's left to look at is time.
Mhm.
So everything that's happened will happen because we're somewhere in this point and the line's already determined, right? And that's why they call branching off timelines and shit. You're creating a new timeline, but this one still exists.
Yeah.
And so everything that's going to happen to us is going to happen. If we create a new timeline or whatever, we're going to continue on that one,
Hey,
but
create a
there's going to be
timeline.
one of us that didn't do that, and that one still goes.
Right.
It's like so every failure that you was gonna have if you didn't do shit, you still gonna have even if you
Do shit.
continue to start doing shit.
Mhm.
Because
I
the
mean-
moment on that next timeline that you choose to stop, those timelines gonna merge right back into each
They
other.
made a movie about this shit.
I don't like that
So,
idea.
Matt
If I
Damon's
think
in
I
it.
understand what you're saying,
That's what,
basically,
back to that's what I'm telling you. Back to all the movie shit. If they made a movie about this shit,
It's
they
real.
already know the shit. How it's going down. That's
Which
all I'm
movie
trying to
is
say.
that?
Why
So
would-
the
I
name
mean,
of
if
the
you
movie is
don't-
called The Adjustment Bureau. It stars Matt Damon and a female actress that was like I think her 2nd big movie or whatever,
Oh,
but it
shit.
blew up. because
telling you.
Matt Damon started doing movies about like the other realms and dimensions and stuff. And in the movie, they just spoke about what you were saying. Like, everybody's life is linear, but because you're created with free will, your shit can go everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for the person that created everything to have all knowledge of what you already were going to do is something that even if we sit here and try to talk to her blue in the face to fathom it, we won't.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's the shit
Because-
that we're talking about.
Because
That's
people,
crazy.
I mean, there could be proof right in front of your eyes, but people won't fathom it because it don't seem real to them.
Right? It won't register.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our brain is finite. He's infinite. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly what he explained it good. So.
my
Damn,
fault.
this is
Now,
getting.
you explained it good right there.
Yeah, I just remember that I didn't even think about bringing a chair or nothing. I was just like up here. I thought Dad was gonna be here, bro, because I just went and bought some lamb.
Oh nah, he at his house.
All right. He was dead ass about that shit, so I held my word. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how he gonna smoke. You feel me? Them Jones was frozen at the butcher shop. You heard me?
Yeah, he gonna have to figure it out. But sorry, Jacob texted me, so I missed all of that shit y'all said. He called me and texted me.
See, he
Y'all
just
gotta stop calling me when I'm on live.
He probably
Like,
didn't know.
damn.
I ain't know yesterday. Either.
Juice here. Comes
Well,
over
turn
here.
your post notifications
You
on
straight.
because
No,
that's
bro,
even
no,
more
you in.
disrespectful.
You in.
Look, if you watching this
Chill,
shit
chill,
right
nah,
now or you
wait,
watching
swap
this
out.
at any
Alright,
moment,
alright, swap
you're
out.
gonna have to turn your post notifications on,
Hey, 'cause, hey,
especially if
we
you got my
talking some
personal
real
phone
shit.
number.
Hey,
Damn.
All right, Josh, about to head out.
All right, man.
Man,
Juice,
Yes,
better come
sir.
in.
it was good to see you, bro.
Hey, give me a second.
All right.
You got everything?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, bro. So what happened? What did I miss? Because
Basically, what it seems like you missed is we were talking. I don't know how
Rewatch
far
it in
into
post.
string theory did you get?
yeah, I mean, I just need to know where we at in the conversation. To be honest.
Just that we finished up that time. Everything that is gonna happen is meant to happen, and branching off timelines.
See,
and stuff
I don't like that.
Oh,
thought
okay.
Process.
Why not? That's what I was asking you. Why don't you like the fact that if you end up making certain decisions, your timelines
No,
can then
I
back
like
merge?
that.
But then don't you see that if that timeline existed,
Yeah.
it's always going to exist. So we're not really like
Not
we were
predetermined in that sense.
We were focusing on this, but really all of it already exists. It's a network.
So you don't mean predetermined
Right.
as in it,
There's
you
a
had
way-
one path.
there's a
you
way-
had all these paths available to you and you took this path.
Let me.
it was
Let me.
predetermined
You were
in the
born
sense
on
that the
that
path.
path.
No, I
You
hate
was
that.
You was born.
That's
Oh, no.
horseshit.
Listen,
But that's
listen,
universal
listen.
theory. If
You was born
parallel
here.
if you believe in
You was
parallel
born
universes,
at this point, right? And all of these other existences exist. Your consciousness is going to
Sure.
jump through each
Sorry, man.
individual
Sorry.
timeline predicated upon decisions that
I
you
can
make
get
at
on
the
board
time.
with that, but I don't
Yeah.
like that I'm predetermined to be successful or failed because when I was younger,
Nah,
I
mean,
had
well, go
I
ahead.
had this thought process when I was younger that I would sit on my ass all day long and do absolutely not a goddamn thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I would be successful and famous because I'm different.
But
I'm
you
cut
are-
from a different
But
fabric.
you are destined to fail. On the failure side, you are destined to fail at things that you have no knowledge about or do not know.
And that's fair.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I also was not, like, no matter what.
but like
even
there's
if-
tons of stuff that you've not like that you've done wrong or messed up, and you
Yes.
were meant to mess those up.
Think
I
about it.
don't
Think about
think
it.
so.
Think about it for a second. I'm gonna word it to you like this. Before you were, you can't remember.
Mhm.
You don't know. But before you instinctively did something, you were taught.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying?
You do not learn certain things.
Yeah, you don't learn certain things.
There are some things that I do
Some
believe are
things
programmed
yeah,
in.
they're instinctively inside you. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Attitudes, intangible qualities.
Yes.
Let's just say that. Cool.
Yeah.
Going forward, right? As you, I don't want to say grow up because motherfuckers have hard lives. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
shit be different.
Not grow up.
What I'm
age,
trying to
but
tell, what I'm trying to
mature.
tell you is that a little bit about what Tim said too. You were born at that spot in time. Everything about that spot in time involves setting, location, morale, family, history, background, school.
Yeah.
You get, you know what I'm saying? All that
Product of your
is a part of
Yeah.
what made you you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as those years go on, let's just say you start remembering at 3 or 4, right? Everything that you're taught, you don't actually get a chance to go out on any of that shit on your own self-will,
Yeah.
free thought, free mind
It's
until
programmed into you
18,
from someone.
You know
basically.
what I'm saying? Yeah, like, so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if I'm, I don't know, my name's Isaac or whatever, and I'm Isaac Jr.
Right.
to, you know, I don't know, another person, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have a dad that has my name, but I'm making a.
You know, that's
example.
what I'm saying. Like,
Let's say he's, and Isaac Sr. is just this great guy, war dad, hero, all this stuff.
You know what I just thought about? This goes exactly with what you're saying right now. You just blew my mind. You said that because we third dimension, we can only see stuff from 2 dimensions. Think about how we look at people. Think about how you are on the inside. You know everything that's going on in your head.
yeah.
And then you gotta stop and explain that shit to somebody
someone
because
else.
you cannot see them
You
as they
cannot.
are. You can only see the
Perception.
flat.
Perception.
And
That's crazy.
as I'm speaking, right?
Ain't that crazy?
As I'm speaking, I'm seeing him recollect and acknowledge what I'm saying, and it's beyond. It's an inner thing. It's subliminal.
There's a quote
You know
I
what I'm
love.
saying?
That's it's called perception.
I want to hear.
I was gonna finish it.
Perception is how we experience the now. So the present
This is true.
perception, like you can perceive
Everybody's
it-
judging.
the present.
Everybody judges.
And like you know how like something can happen and everyone has like a story of how it happened, like a car wreck, and some of them differ. It's because you perceived it differently.
Right.
And there's a way that it happened, and that will always be the way that it happened. But everyone perceived it, and that's the way that they happened.
It'll be
And they're-
rare that one of us or 2 of us will say the exact same thing for how it happened, how we saw it. You know what I mean?
Me and him
Right.
are on the same length.
For
right
sure.
now.
No, but let me just jump back to what you were saying, cause I felt like this. My dad never punched a clock or worked for anybody until he broke up with my mom and I was like 12 years old. So let's just say for math's sake, bitch, for 12 years.
Formative years.
For 12 fucking years, this motherfucker had enough resources that it was like, I got this shit.
Right.
We're just talking about family shit.
Yeah.
Like motherfucker had it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The brothers that I had, you know what I'm saying, growing up, wanting to succeed looks like, because of what we're taught, what we're seeing, looks like full fridge, bills paid, car clean, no car repo. You know what I'm saying? Cut fucking grass. 'Cause
It looks-
all motherfuckers be on their ass about their fucking grass. You know what I'm saying? All this type of shit, right? But the true manner of the mindset or the thought of the person was, I want to be successful. They don't even know what success is.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the word success it's not a noun
Right.
naturally. It's used to describe a person's like residuals or the aftermath of their journey.
What
or
you
what they
determine it
challenged.
is.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. However, based on how we live, one thing always reigns supreme, and that's money. Stay with me though. Let me tell you this about money though. Why is it that the most elite of money having people have the most social issues, or have, the hardest other intangible qualities that on a common man level, not middle class, poor, us poor folks, we know how to speak with people. We know how to use, empathy. We know how to use discernment. We know how to use patience. But a person that's elite, because
They're so
they've
out
been
of touch.
conditioned to, all I know is what I was taught was success.
We think they're out of touch, but they're not for what they know.
For what they know, exactly. And their shit keeps going and keeps going. That's why none of us ever get a chance.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we would also be looking at that from a 2-dimensional perspective, because that's predicated upon the individual and in their experience with quote unquote people in their life.
To talk on the same
I'll
thing.
agree with you on that.
Like if they had a shit life,
I'll agree
you know what I'm
with you on
saying,
that,
and
yeah.
every person scoring them along the way, then you can't really expect for them to just be like, oh, now that I got a lot of money, oh hell yeah, people, I got y'all back now.
Right.
Like they personal experience with people don't necessarily just like people will automatically assume that just because somebody rich they got to be a good person. Like just because you got a lot of money, you
Why
automatically
would
got
I
to
think
start
that?
giving back. You automatically got
People do.
because
They have
a
everything
lot
that
of
they want.
a lot of people are conditioned to think that that is the way because of things like welfare and shit like that. A lot of people kind of conditioned to think. I mean, that's I gotta unpack.
That's
that
a
little bit more.
society. No, but no. That's
It is a
good.
societal
That's a
belief.
societal type of like
because
oppression.
because like we like to think, oh, it's because I need free college or I need free healthcare or I need this or I need that. I need I need the shit that can make my life more comfortable, right? But what's tailor made to that personal individual is, are you doing what you need to be doing on a day-to-day life to make your life more comfortable? Because even if I give you things, it's people who selling food stamps right now so they can get money so they can get crack.
Yeah.
And they telling us that they need more food stamps and they dying on that hill.
Let me jump on the
So
other
that's
side of
something
that.
that we
There's
gotta-
rich people that are lying and cheating and cutting off their own family to stay rich because
Right.
in their mind all they ever knew was, well, my dad kept that safe and he ain't even show mom that safe. That's a conditional.
Yeah.
That's a conditional mindset.
Can
It
I
all
talk
boils
to
down
y'all
to
about
mentality.
something?
Let's
Yeah,
talk.
go ahead.
This comes down to what you're saying, but do you know how I've talked to you about you painting negative things in a positive light that normally would not be that way?
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to do with what you're talking about right now. Think about poor people. You've grown up that way. I know we all in this
Yeah.
room have grown up not exactly. You and me maybe have had other people
I
wouldn't. We've
struggled
maybe
my
had
whole
some.
life.
Perception.
I have
Society
struggled.
would think that versus
But-
this table right now, y'all's upbringing was more controlled or more productive.
And
than-
mine was a
you know what
fucking
I'm
shit
saying?
show.
Right. When in all actuality, and I say this to just level with
Right.
you, bro. Race in regard to upbringing and like
That's
being-
universal.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like people are just as evil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now,
get to your point. I want to hear this. 'Cause
Yeah.
here's what it comes down to. We have been poor. We have felt the same struggles. Everyone at this table. Now, we can feel bad for one another easily. We can sympathize, we can empathize with one another. Do you ever think about, and Frank Ocean's the one that put me onto this, but do you ever think about how fucking bullshit it is to be born into a rich family and have everything you want from the day you're born and never have to work for shit and know that it's always going to be provided for and your life is basically meaningless?
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged
I think
sword.
that the things that some people look at that they might need, they like, you know what I'm saying? It's a happy medium to everything, and I think that when we shoot for the stars, we kind of really just want to land in the clouds. I think shooting for the stars is cool,
Or land
but
on
I
the
think
moon.
like, somewhere in between is actually where you
Where
want to
it's
land, because if you
comfortable.
actually get, now I'm not saying that you won't reach ultimate success, because I don't want somebody to hear like, oh, he's saying that I ain't gonna get my goal and I'm not gonna hit their message. What I'm trying to say is, the harder I work, the more time I'm spending away from my daughter. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Right.
Like
Can
he
I-
said.
Can I say what my interpretation of that? I'm gonna speak on the rich side for a second. The first 10 years of my life, like I told you, my father didn't work. He didn't clock in.
Right.
My dad wore suits every day.
He was sick.
You know what I'm saying? My dad had foreign cars. You know what I'm saying? What I'm explaining is a mindset. To be a winner and never know what losing is not a true champion. A true champion knows what it is to, wherever you were ever on top, to come from that point lower and then go back either to the same spot or past it is the goal to a higher level. Now, we're talking about a word called rich, which is
Yeah.
adjective
Mhm.
or a description of a person's choices
Right.
that resulted in them being more lucrative, more or
A little
not-
more
or
wealthy
not.
than the other.
So let's do this. Knowledge and exposure plays a part, which goes to your whole point. A motherfucker that was brought up
in a single parent household or in a poor under $20,000 a year type of household with siblings, I don't give a damn if you read every book that you went through and
Doesn't
had
matter.
straight A's in
You're
college.
not pulling yourself out.
The
of
type
that.
of knowledge that you need to have that echelon of living style.
It's the shit they're not providing.
It's the shit that they don't want to teach.
They don't want you to know.
Like, bro, we're talking about a mindset. Stay with me. Being rich is not tangible. Being successful, it's not tangible.
Yeah.
It's intangible because it's a way of thought.
It leaves you chasing.
It's a way of thought. That's why when they wrote
That's the wrong way of looking at it. It don't leave you chasing. Success is predicated upon the individual.
Only if you look at it that way. You and me and everyone here
in the
has that
Constitution.
mindset.
We all have a pursuit of making
Well-
ourselves happy.
Do you know what everyone at this table can agree on? If we did not have to worry about our bills and we lived in the place we're living right now, we would all be happy. Can we not all agree on that?
No. I
You can't agree on that.
Hell no, nigga. If I ain't had no music out, if I wasn't doing this podcast right now, I
Yeah.
could give a fuck all if my bills was paid. If I was just sitting there playing PlayStation right now, man, hell no. That's how my quarantine started off. I was miserable. My bills was paid. I was doing all that shit. I'm sitting there playing the game and shit. I was bored
Talk
as fuck.
that shit. Go.
So no, just me having money and having my bills paid would leave me hella.
Let me tie
mindset.
this back in
That's
right
his
now.
mindset.
Now, those rich kids that I've always felt bad for recently, I've just started to realize the only reason that they feel that they're not able to do anything because it's all provided for them. Fuck it. Fuck the family fortune. Work for yourself.
Look,
if you feel that bad,
I can blow
you
your
have
mind
the
right now.
opportunity.
There are some
I can
kids
blow
that
your
are like
mind
that.
right now. If you got everything in your life right now,
That's
and you feel
your
like you
mindset.
need more out of life, it's something that you told somebody that you want to do, and they said that shit sounds stupid,
Yeah.
and you was a bitch enough to let them kill your dreams.
Right,
Stop being a fucking pussy.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially
That's
the
what
rich
it boiled
person.
down
Yeah.
to. I don't give a fuck who you are. Poor, rich, this, that, and the third. Everybody, Richard just said it. All of the timelines exist.
They
Your
exist
individual
already.
choices. If somebody right now if you say I want to go to the Olympics, and somebody right now tell you that you're a fucking idiot, it's up to you to choose the timeline in which that you listen to
They're
that
like,
fucking
all right,
person.
fuck me, or
Or you can work out and let's
Watch
say you
me
don't,
on TV.
Let's say you don't make it.
fuck it.
At least you won't have the regret of
Because you
Not
worked.
trying
You did
or not
everything
learning the
you had
process
done.
to get to
To
that
get
level.
Because
to
then you're
that
gonna go
point.
right back to sitting there and going,
Yeah.
well, nothing's going on in my life, man. I can't do anything. You sound like a bitch right
Yeah.
now.
Right,
like-
and go
like-
ahead, Rich. Yeah.
Like you was saying, like how like you didn't like that because if you were doomed to fail, then you were doomed to fail. Well, you have this mindset, so obviously you're not on that path,
Right.
right? That path just exists. It's like you don't know what your path is because you haven't made the decisions yet, and you're gonna make the decisions thinking that you're making them, but in reality,
You're not.
it was already determined that you were gonna make it. But that's your individuality and your freedom.
That is who I am.
You're
but
making it.
Was laid out
You're,
previous.
you are making it, but it's hard to deal with the concept that
Someone above can.
as you're
do
making it, it's already been made.
It's like a live stream where they can see the end before.
Because
it's done.
most
Yeah,
people, when they
Exactly.
be like,
That's on a higher level.
is there
He's
even
talking
an
about
end?
one,
Higher level,
one
yes.
creation?
we
that
flipping
can
we
do that.
flipping phrases that you used to think of as negative, right?
Mhm,
I
yes.
love
Somebody
that.
will say something like, my life is already planned out anyway. No.
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 My life is already
Planned out anyway, so let's fucking
You know what
get
I'm
it.
saying?
Right.
That means everything that I do that's positive, that's moving towards what I'm trying to do, is I know it's gonna
That's
hit
the
me to
plan.
that
Right.
goal.
Right.
It's
And
planned
that's
out
what it
anyway.
is. That's what matters.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think about it like that.
For the first time, I just want to point this out. I only want you to say one thing if you're not comfortable saying anything else. For the first time, we have Pops on the podcast today.
Yeah.
Please say
For
hello
sure.
at least.
Shout out. shout out. No, but
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
that really is that's a very pungent issue in a global aspect, dude.
Yeah.
Like, mindset is everything. I used to watch, when I was growing up, because of my parents' decisions, I didn't go to public school. You know what I'm saying? I was in private school. I had a tutor, all this type of stuff, right? Because they believed success was predicated upon education and knowledge and stuff like that. However, at the end of the day, inside each person has, like Rich was talking about, an individuality.
Right.
I believe, this is just me speaking about my interpretation of life, each human being is three-part. Some say mind, body, soul. Some say other things. I say thinker, feeler, chooser. You think with one, you feel with a whole bunch of other parts, and then you choose with something that's not even, it's not even tangible. It's in
not a
here.
part of you yet.
It's in here. You know what I mean? And it can be
It's a metaphysical.
right. But we're talking about it can be messed with things that you can't see.
Right.
Which goes back to the initial point. As an individual, if a person believes that success is an actual thing or is tangible, then in their mindset, they must develop what they believe in. And that's a strong thing as the path, like Tim was talking about, to their success, to that extra level.
Because it's every choice you're making.
Exactly. The example that I wanted to use in real life is, you talked about rich and poor. I'm going to talk about knowledge people that have knowledge, have access, resource, and people that don't. The reason why I can sit here on this podcast in front of multicultural friends of mine and say that I have an issue with my own culture because of our mindset is the problem. Me personally, I know that I changed something in the timeline of what my family's history was doing. Each man in my family followed not on the same path because we're all different, but the similarity of topic. You know what I'm saying? Overdid it too much on drinking, or went out too much. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
overdid it on sports. You know, didn't do school or did school too much. You know what I mean? So it's like this. So with all that being understood, you feel me? In the mindset that I'm in, and I'm speaking for myself, the time in my life, you know what I mean, or that line that Rich was talking about where my life was, I'm growing up, all I was access to and was able to see were black men, examples of what black men were. They weren't my dad, they weren't related to me, around me, that were doing the complete opposite of everything that I at 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16 thought black success, you know what I'm saying, was. Now there was others that, you know, and this is why I kind of hate humanity. There was some that were lying.
Yeah.
And any man that's indecisive, he's first unsure in himself in
Yes.
all his ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how I can be raised in a household with someone that's 13 years older than me and another one that's 10 years older than me, and they impress on me what they learn in society, and it's the wrong shit. I understand it as the wrong shit, right? But instead of my life still being on that same path, no dad, just a mom, complete freedom, but I'm by myself, don't know where I'm at, I could have chose to go into what I was accustomed to hearing, seeing, being, right? But I chose in my life, I said, why would I go kill another black person?
Right.
When in my idea of safety and just life, there's motherfuckers that are outside of the border, you know what I mean? Outside of America that are always trying to come in. They're always trying to lie. They're all, you know what I mean? And me, you, whoever, don't nobody know. You know what I'm saying? What they motive is, we don't know. You feel me? So that's how I got into the military. And we're talking about 17 years. And I had options in myself, in my mind, to do other shit. There was a time where I could have went to the Olympics. You wanna know why? Because I was in the Junior Olympics. You know what I mean? There was a time where
What was you doing in the Olympics? I ain't mean to cut you
Junior
off.
Olympics.
What
Junior
was you
Olympics.
doing though?
Oh, I ran the 4x1, the 4x4, the 400, the 1500, the 800. You know what I'm saying? And this was for the first 10 years of my life. I was on AAU, Willenboro Track Club, which is Carl Lewis's owned track team.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was in the paper, television, all this stuff. My life was being conditioned to like, hey man, take a little tutor break, do your little schoolwork, we're back on the road, you gotta go do a race. That was my life. That's what I thought I was gonna be doing, right? On a higher level that had nothing to do with me, but it's my dad.
Right.
The decisions, the consequences of his decisions, boom, now everything changed. I would have never been able to see that. You see what I'm saying? But since I'm still on that path and I'm, you know, for me, I'm confident in who I was. You know what I mean? I didn't let that derail me. Oh, I ain't got a dad. Yeah, I was sad, shit. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't let that shit dictate how I saw my plan to success. You feel me? I'm 30 years old, I'm retired, bro.
Why would you though? Honestly, is the way
That
I
shit's
look
depressing.
at it.
That's just
Some
depressing.
people do.
Why?
Cause it's hard.
You just you mean you've been asking that question this whole time?
Yeah, some shit
That's
is hard.
the question I always ask. I'm like a 2-year-old. What do you mean? Why? Why?
No, I'm not
No.
saying why is the question you've been asking this whole time. The question you've been asking this whole time is
Somebody
like people, like why are people who giving everything so like meh, or why are people who need so much so needy? It's
Yeah,
like
right.
And
it's the same-
and I think it's a rhetorical
it's because-
question.
Yeah.
What's the
That's
what's the
the-
subject of today's podcast?
I would
can
say
kinda
we're
get
talking-
A gist of what y'all talking
We was talking about.
but
We was
coming
talking
in,
basically
I'm
about
gonna
life
say
being like a
from the
video game.
conversation.
I was
That's
about to
pretty
say we're
much what
talking
the-
about
what the
theories
title of
on
this
life,
was called.
what it is, how we experience it ourselves, and how those situations play. And if I were to title this right now, I would honestly say this is personal situations and thoughts.
We definitely gonna title it "If Life Was a Video Game."
If life was a video game, I like that one.
Yeah,
Dude.
because that was like a chunk of like a 40
Yeah, that was like
That was
40
a
minute
huge
argument.
yeah. So
And that was
And
kinda
we
my
all
fault.
agree
I
on that,
Yeah,
definitely-
we
too.
ended
So-
up agreeing.
Yeah.
on
we all
everything,
agreed
so.
on it, just from different perspectives.
And that was Josh and everyone. That was no
Yeah.
joke.
Now, one thing I wanted to add that I thought was funny is like you see all these rich kids and then you pity them, but don't you want to get successful and get money so that your kids have money
Nope.
and they have house and
Because
like,
guess what
because
my
it-
kids would do if
because
I
my
was
dad-
rich as fuck.
Well, my dad died and left me with nothing. He
But
left me
see,
with
this is
debt.
the thing.
Like he left me
I
with
would never
debt.
do that.
Like
I would
that's
never
the
This
shit.
is the
harm my
thing about
children.
that. Just because you reach or gain success in your life doesn't mean that you have to pass
You don't
it
need to
along
hand
to your
it
children
to
monetarily.
everyone.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it doesn't necessarily mean you got to spoil somebody to the point where they don't know how to earn something.
Show 'em the
It's
value of
plenty
a
rich
dollar.
People. We
But make sure they're
that's a
taken care
stereotype.
of.
It's plenty of rich people out here that
Yeah.
families have stayed rich and the families keep getting richer. And that's because each person, each individual is concerned about, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
their own kind of well-being in a sense. They're not just like trying to leech. So we have like this pre-notion that all Asians is good at math. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black people like chicken, and all rich people handed everything and they snooty.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just because you ran into that one fucking kid who had the Jeep that you wanted in high school,
Right.
and he was a dick.
Right.
First of all, his parents could have been in debt and they could have just had a nice house. You know,
Right.
we don't know the details. Like Richard said, we're looking at it from a two-dimensional perspective.
And I
He
love
could have just
that
been quote
so
unquote
much.
flexing.
My favorite stereotype: the bully in middle school wearing the WWE shirt, smoking a cigarette. That's my favorite stereotype.
I need to know why. I feel like I understand it, but
'cause
please
that
unpack it.
existed at my
It existed.
at my middle school.
It
Yeah,
existed.
it literally existed. I don't want to call names out. So.
But I know what you mean. That existed. It was there. It was real. That was something that was an experience that led to,
I miss
you
it.
know.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's just a notion that we all kind of have.
Right.
That people just assume that. We'll find out one day, maybe, when we all, wherever the fuck we get our data from.
Whenever we gonna be where we gonna be.
When we
Let me
get to
say
the data
something real
collection
quick.
place, we can be
I
like,
would love to
turns
do
out
that.
everybody who had money was a
I
dickhead.
hadn't seen that.
The TV? The
No,
picture?
Painting.
That
Oh, yeah.
is fucking dope, man.
yeah.
This is my first time seeing that.
Yeah,
You know,
Juice
totally
was
off
obsessed with
subject.
that picture.
But that fucking picture is dope.
Juice was like, you look like a lion.
With the mane.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll find out when we
Need
get to
that.
our data collection place.
But yeah, if
We
life
can
was
check
a
the
video
analytics of
game, I don't know if I'd be playing it right now because
Well, it's
Trap.
it's not technically a video game; it's a simulation. that
We don't
you
have
kinda
the
forced.
choice.
Yeah, it's like
Motherfucker, that sound like a video game. Just
no.
okay,
no,
so
When someone
we
logs
trying
on,
to
you
change the way
logged
he's
on.
thinking about it.
Okay,
'cause he
so with
thinking,
that
oh, I
being
wouldn't be
said-
playing it
with
right
that
now. You
being
gotta
said-
play. like you
with
a
that being
character.
said,
You
we
gotta
are
play.
trap.
we are all caught up in this matrix, in this Pac-Man, Galaga, whatever. I'll take it. I take it all the way,
Never ending.
all the way. old
Let's
school.
do it.
We are all trapped up in this Centipede Defender game,
Yep.
and the objective. Each of us has a
Galaxy.
different objective, but you know that objective is shown to us from the inside out. but we don't listen in most cases. A lot of the things you was touching on about our people's mentality, or this, that, and the third and shit, and it's not just our people, it's all.
No, it's not. It is all.
It's all people. Because one of the things that we lose is our main connection to the earth and to the universe.
And
when
we
we
wanna
lose our
separate
connection to the
ourselves.
earth, then we lose our connection to the universe, and then once we do that, then we trapped in this matrix.
Yep.
If we
Yep.
don't do that, then we are able to leave and come back whenever the fuck we want to. You
I
know
only
what I'm
want to
saying?
say this, and this is just because we're using the video game concept or simulation concept. If this is a simulation, I'm upset because this was made and I don't know everything about the map. I don't know where I'm at in the board. I know because as I
Well, that's
You don't
why-
like
that's
not
why-
having
that's why
the
you
rule
quest.
book.
as I grow
Yeah.
up.
That's
No,
what
no,
does.
no.
That's why
you
you
play.
quest.
You
live.
play
have
to figure
stay
the
with
game
me.
out.
Stay with me. It's a game. A lot of people. I'm literally going to say a broad statement. There's two types of people in the world since we're all in a simulation. There's a lot of motherfuckers that are only worried about winning, ending the fucking game, getting to the end of the fucking game. And then there's the whole other slew of us where we're like, damn.
Y'all trying to
What
play
the-
the Sims. and
Yeah,
shit.
like,
I'm
what the
over here
fuck?
trying
You know
to
what I'm saying?
win. I'm not gonna
we're
lie.
You trying to play the Sims.
No, dog. We're taking this shit at face value for what it is.
That's the Sim.
You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
part of being sentient too, is that
Yeah.
we're self-aware.
Yeah, exactly.
But also,
right,
but
but-
also, I want to piggyback off that what you were saying because I really liked it.
Yeah.
You could live 100 lifetimes and not know everything about our world.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
The people that are winning the game or that are rushing to win the game, they're using what we would say is money and resources, all things, because they have it. That's what I'm trying to say.
But
like,
that's
the difference.
that's
Is
It's
that
the
a
in-game
win?
currency.
Is that
Is
a
that
win?
a
They
win?
they don't
No,
know.
no, no, no.
They think
I
they're
was
winning
talking
because
about
of
that earlier.
what's going on in the game. In the game, in the simulation, we're all at fucking Tim's house. And in the same simulation, right, on another podcast, motherfuckers are in plush. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got headphones. Because in their mind, that's how they, you know what I mean? That's how they deem it as, oh man, this is my thing. This is my subscription. This is my pocket. You know what I mean? Like, dude, the simulation, I'm mad because why would you create me to just watch me go through things that you, being the creator, you could have told me about this drone from the jump.
Oh no, see you thinking about it like Shane was thinking about it earlier. That's your problem. See, you had to realize that you looking at somebody else's perspective from a two-dimensional standpoint, and you don't understand that they have their own shit that they got to deal with too.
Right, I know
You
that
think
there was something that
you
happened
think that
that
you
gave
think
them
that
those
them having
resources.
extra headphones for some reason make they shit better than our shit or this, that, and the third. What you got to understand is your life lessons are your own life lessons to get you to where you need to go, unless you're trying to start over. Like you gotta level up. Your quest is different from the next person's quest. Yeah, we
Right.
all on the same map, but we all got different programming. We all got different quests that we gotta go through.
As characters, right?
And
As
We in the
characters
same
the
frame,
game.
but we all got
Listen to this.
So
different
you're so
poses.
busy trying to
The
compare
game's
your
still the
experience
same.
to somebody else's another character, but it's like, nah, bro, work on your XP so you can level up your sword. Why you worrying about my bow and arrow?
Don't
You
worry
a
about
fucking
me,
swordsman,
do
bro.
you?
I'm
Right.
a motherfucking
Because
archer. You a swordsman.
Everybody
Why you
has
keep
to,
looking at my
everybody
bow
has
like
to
that?
realize one thing. You know what I'm saying? As tough as it is to realize this, it's a hard thing to swallow. But everybody has to realize
We
one
lost some
thing:
light.
you are where you're supposed to be right now. This is where you're supposed to be at. You know, whether you feel like you're supposed to be here or not, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? For whatever reason you're supposed to be here, you are supposed to be here at this moment, right now.
Yep.
I mean, that just, to me, I hear that as were consequences of our decisions.
But also, like Richard said, there are still multiple timelines and different dimensions that you can jump into by making different decisions in the moments that you're in at the time.
If you know to do that.
You know now.
And it's like,
We don't know everything right
That's
now.
part of figuring it out. I just told you one thing.
And
That should be enough.
And here's the thing on perspective too. Like let's say we're playing Skyrim and we have our character, right? We know all the tips and tricks, and we can go to Wikipedia and look up all the game guides and stuff and do
Exactly.
it. But the character
Don't
has
know
no idea.
How to
we on
apply
the
it.
outside.
Even though we're doing it, we're the people controlling it.
Mhm.
But so in our situation, we're this character,
Mhm.
and we literally are just waiting for someone to control us. But there's no one there to control us. We just have free will, and we're just in the game.
So,
But that's where your soul come into perspective.
but
at.
that's free will.
There's
All
no-
that is your soul is free
yeah,
will.
but that's part of the challenge. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the challenge.
the person that made the game don't have free will though.
How you know that? You see, you too busy thinking and comparing yourself to somebody
I'm
else.
not
Just be
comparing
the
myself.
character.
I'm talking about the game itself.
Because it's
The
where we
simulate-
are.
Listen
It's
to me.
where we're
I'll
at.
say it like this. Okay, cool. I'm a swordsman.
Right.
This other person is an arrowsman. This other person is an ironsmith, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Because of each character difference,
Right.
I am not in control of it, but I am also still aware because I'm on the same map.
Correct.
When we was at level 4, because of level 4, I'm being a swordsman, my XP was this level.
Right.
Since level 4 for you was a swordsman, your XP was a different number.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The ironsmiths was a completely different number. See what I'm
Right.
saying? We're talking about now the free will aspect. We don't get to use our free will as humans. This is a belief. Perfect, like not perfect world, but like I guess it's cliche. Until you're 18, you don't get to do what you want to do, like without any type of like, oh hey, don't do that. You know what I mean? Or like, hey,
Unless
man,
you
whoa,
got
whoa.
some wild ass.
You don't get to do anything on your own until 18. And then when you're 18, because of how the simulation is and where you're at on level 18, you still can't do shit until you get to level 21. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
And then it's 21.
Stay with me. No, no, wait. Let me
I
finish.
got
Let me
you.
finish. Let me
I got
finish.
you.
Let me finish.
I got you. Go ahead.
If, like we just said, I'm a swordsman, you're an arrowsman, he's an ironsmith. When we were all at level 10, all of us in here were 10 years old one time. When we were all at level 10,
I was never 10 actually. I
regardless
skipped that.
regardless of what the XP number was, right?
Mhm.
Whatever challenge happened at level 10, my nigga, depending on what you chose to do at that time in your level 10 to get you that XP, is why your XP is up. What he chose to do at that time on his map in the board to level up and get past level 10 to level 11, what he did to XP, it's gonna be different.
Right.
All of those things play into your free will, what resources you have, everything that makes you up. You're not, like, you're you, but you're not all to yourself. The way that you think, you challenged it at certain stages in your life, but before you were able to challenge it, that's all you freaking knew, dude. You see what I'm saying?
So, let me
Then what's the point of
unpack that a little bit.
experience?
Let me unpack that a little bit. So, everything you under the assumption that you under lock and key until you 18 because your parents not allowing you to go outside and fuck hoes at 12 o'clock at
And
night.
you can still
Or
do it.
drive
right.
a car, or so whatever.
That's not holding you back. That's keeping you from dying because you more than likely gonna make a dumbass
It's
decision.
holding you from
Let me
exposure.
finish my statement.
Go
now.
ahead, go ahead.
Just because I wasn't able to go
Yes,
outside and fuck hoes at 10 o'clock at night don't mean I wasn't writing bars in my closet. See, I was getting XP when I was 18 while you was worried about not getting XP, but you thought you was worried about getting XP. They tricked you. They told you that getting experience and experience in life, oh, I can get drunk and I can go out and cheat on my girlfriend with this girl because it was just an experience and I'm 21, I gotta grow up.
And you
That's
ain't
dummy
level up
shit.
as fuck.
That's dummy shit. Okay? Your life mission and what you do from the moment that you born is what is the same, and that's what you're supposed to do to gain XP.
Yeah.
It's not this dumb shit.
Nah.
No, it's not changing
It's
your
not
hair
fucking
color.
around. It's not
fucking.
literally-
It's not getting that new pair of shoes. It's not hitting the block and having to hustle so you can impress some
It's
dumbass. Da-da-da-da-da.
experience.
It's not worrying about trying to. You focused on the wrong thing and you think that you gaining XP when really you just collecting gems that don't mean shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know how like when you play in a certain game, you got experience points that can level up the actual character, and then you got all these little extra things
Extra
that kind of
side
don't
skills.
do shit.
They're
Yeah.
part of the game.
Like, yeah,
It's
it's just
part
like,
of the game.
oh yeah,
Probably
you can
buy some trinkets with them.
Yeah,
or
get
something
collected
like
and
that.
traded
Yeah.
to the
You know what I'm
butcher for some goddamn other shit that also don't do
But
shit.
yeah,
It
don't-
might
yeah,
give you
it's not
health.
gonna-
Yeah.
Your health bar is hella fucking dope right now.
But you never need to
Your
worry about it.
Your agility, your style points is through the roof.
In
But your
World of
XP
Warcraft?
still on 0.
In World of Warcraft,
You know what I'm
there's
saying?
items that
You
literally
the
don't do
dopest
anything.
ball player
Yeah.
on
You just
2K21
sell
right now, but you don't got no crossover, no nothing,
Right.
because you just look fire.
Right, you just
So
play the game.
you
Yeah.
was focused on the wrong shit. You wasn't in the gym practicing. You wanted to just buy some extra coins real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you got all of the accolades. You know what I'm saying? When you play real players, they dumbing your ass. Cause they know how to actually use the controller. They got real life experience playing the game. You just look like you can play. You just got 98 overall. Like, you look cold as fuck. But can you really press square and hold it long enough till the bar go to the point where it's supposed to release and get a perfect shot? Or are you not cold like that?
Stay with us though.
You- I'm
but
not
saying
going off point.
No, you talking about controlling the game. We're in the game. No
Okay.
one's controlling us except us.
It's
Except we are.
yeah. You controlling
Right, we're
your
the con-
body.
we're
You
the
controlling your
controller.
body, and your free will is how you move through the simulation. You are under the assumption that the person who made the simulation, okay, yeah, the game got to start in the end point. Don't let that confuse you around the fact that you still got to do all this other shit in between. Like Richard said, and he got lost on that too. Oh, I don't like the fact that it's a design endpoint.
Because
That's
it's
not the
not.
Okay, you like to think that, but who cares what you think? The point of the game is to just play the game and
Yeah.
do the game the right way. The endpoint could be 1,000 different endpoints. We don't know until we get to the
Based on
end.
your decision.
First of all,
Right.
the endpoint is only dying. I don't give a fuck how you get there.
That's what the end
ultimate
point is.
endpoint.
Right.
So
Lights out.
everything you do in this simulation to gain experience points is what you are doing to make you a better person, to make your life a better life, and all those other things. If you're making decisions and if you're thinking about decisions and the fact of, I need to get experience points, like by having sex with as many girls as I can. What about just actually reading some books on
Right.
tantra
Sure.
instead of fucking 100,000 hoes?
Sure.
And then pleasing that one girl, laying her down and just touching her body the right way to figure out if that shit actually works.
But now
you know how to have sex with only having sex with one girl. So that level up that you got, yeah, my boy might have fucked 100,000
Same time.
hoes, but he getting 1 point per, and you just got 1,000,000 points. Cause shorty climaxed, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? That man never made no girl climax before.
Right,
How the
right.
fuck all these girls got bodies and they still telling me, oh, you the first boy that can eat my pussy right? How? Wayne was the
Whoa.
pussy monster for years, nigga. We didn't learn this already. You got me fucked up. Why was we flexing like that? So that means to me, niggas was out here too busy doing shit, but they wasn't getting the experience points in the right way.
Right, or not. Or
They
not
wasn't
learning
juicing
the right
them.
shit.
They wasn't juicing them for all they worth. You know what I'm saying? How many miles per gallon are you getting? Are you fuel efficient right now? Or are you wasting your fucking
Or is-
energy?
yeah, or is you gassing it? You gassing the pedal?
You know what I'm saying? So you looking at it from the perspective he was looking at it from earlier. You like, oh, I'm
No,
mad.
I'm not confused, but
you know,
I
but
I
you
do
mad
feel,
because
yeah, this is my character.
okay,
gonna go
so
ahead
you're
and
more so
re-explain.
concerned about somebody
I was concerned
gaining
about the end
experience
goal.
points or having
No,
more of a better experience than your experience.
No. You're trying to dictate what my free will was. I'm telling you what it
Nobody
was.
That's what I'm
doing
saying.
that.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, you
nobody
are
doing
by
that.
saying
No,
that.
we saying that the start to the game is birth, and the
Okay.
end to the game is death. Everything in between that is your free will, and everything that you bitching and complaining about is your free will's decisions along the way. And if you die with those regrets, then you need to start over.
See, you think I'm talking about something different than you think I'm talking about. And that's why I want to re-explain this. All I'm saying, I don't think it's predetermined because do you know what I could do right now? Right now, Timothy. Do you know what I
Death
could do?
is predetermined.
Now. Yeah. Do you know what I could
That's
do
what I'm
right
saying.
now?
Birth and death is predetermined.
I don't have anything.
Listen to what I'm saying. The start and the end, y'all focusing on that too much. The start
I'm not
is
worried about
birth.
the
I'm
start
not
of the
worried
end.
about the end.
No, but no. We just you said at the end. You said you don't want the end to be predetermined. It's already predetermined.
No, not like that. I'm saying I have free will. I can sit in this chair
Right.
all day long until you tell me, Shane, move, and I don't.
Right.
For days.
Right.
And you can kick me the fuck out on your curb, and then I won't move from there.
Right.
And the cops will come get me, and I'll sit in jail.
Right.
And I won't do anything about it, so I'll be out on the street again.
Right.
And I can sit right there until I die of starvation. There you go.
He's
Predetermined end goal.
He's explaining a choice of free will to choose not
Now,
to do anything.
that's not what I'm gonna do. I
people
have
that do
the
that.
choice to do that right now. I'm not doing it because I personally do not want to do that. That's not where my life is gonna go. So it's not predetermined. I am doing every single thing I need to do every day. I'm making every choice consciously to be where I want to be, even if it doesn't play out that way.
Right, but we're not saying that your free will is predetermined. You know what I'm saying? You just move the end and put the statues of the end in the middle. The middle is exactly what you said. Your
Okay.
free will is not predetermined, but how you feel about how people treat you in this simulation
Right.
can curve how you make certain decisions,
Sure.
which could kind of reach you to, let's say, infinite amount of storylines that will still lead you to death, which is the predetermined, that part
goal.
locked in.
Right.
Yeah.
Birth, death, locked
Done.
in. All of this shit is
From the
gonna get
physical,
just this.
from the physical standpoint,
So-
birth, death is locked in.
Right.
But we
From-
have to know
from
that
this game that
what
we
our
know.
real form is
Exactly.
is energy,
Yeah, it's
and from the
transcendent.
inside. So how
So-
do we know that if we don't get this part of the game right, the matrix right, we don't keep repeating?
The only way to get it right is to understand and to not confuse. Like we say they a lot, right? So when
They.
we're talking about they,
We love
they would
they.
be
Those-
they would be
the
your quote
masses.
unquote enemies, right?
Right.
So what do enemies do? They distract you or try to stop you from reaching the end of the
Right.
game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the only way they can also stop you from reaching the end of the game and without maxing your XP out and get you to start over is by killing you.
Right.
Mhm.
They inflict
That's the
their-
same thing that's happening
inflicting-
here.
They're inflicting their free
You
will.
need to
on
get
your
to
life.
the end of the game without dying. Also, you need to max out your XP because just like Spider-Man, nigga, you can beat the game, but guess what? You gotta go back and do all of that shit to get all of the XP to unlock the suits to make the game doper. So what you should have did was slow down just a little bit
And
and
done
did
it
all of that
along the way
XP
the
right.
first
So when
time.
you needed that bulletproof suit, you would have had it. So when you needed the fucking tentacle arms on the extra suit, you would have had it. When you was fighting Doc Ock. So when you needed all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So does your judgment of a person not doing that make them less of an individual? For
No,
their
they
lack
just
of
gotta
XP?
start over. I don't look at it like that.
I'm
They
asking.
they just have to start over. You did not beat the game. The
Life
game is
doesn't
not
get
at
to start-
100%.
You don't get to start over, bro.
No,
That
you
depends
don't
on
you
your
don't you don't
belief.
you don't technically get to start over, but the game still ain't 100%. You finished all of the missions, right?
Right, but I didn't get all the the XP or whatever.
So
in
it's
certain
people-
aspects.
and there's people still on the map trying to kill you.
Sure.
The missions is done. Doc Ock is defeated. The
The
main
world
goal,
is saved.
the main goal is done, but you still in the world
With
because when you
people
go to the
out there
percentage
randomly
rank,
just-
that bitch still say 100%. It still say no 100% completion. You still at 45%. So every time you go to do a side mission, it's still enemies on the map.
Right.
When you done with all the side missions, it ain't nothing to do. So naturally, what you gonna do? You gonna cut that game off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna start it over, or you're gonna say, "Damn, I beat the game, and I wish I would have had all this shit. Let me just delete everything I did,
And
play it a little
start
bit
over.
slower, and then when you're done with that game, you're gonna take that bitch to GameStop and get another game.
Yep.
Right.
That's life.
Yeah.
And like,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
life?
That's in a broad sense. Like because if
Of-
we
oh,
if we
yeah,
talking
of
about
the
if we
human
talking about
being,
if we
yeah.
talking about
Okay.
if we talking about in regards to reincarnation, that's life.
Okay,
Like
yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
you done, you like, all
You
right, well, let me
cycle
go to
use.
fucking Jupiter and be a
Yeah.
fucking squid monster now.
Right.
Why
Because
not?
I don't have to be a human no more. I did that shit already.
Right, right.
I can do whatever I want because I mastered the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
So now let me go off and do this. And then you mean, you know,
I
just
totally-
like
I
just like when you translate from this universe, you're gonna translate to another universe where you then also have choices. And you probably gonna get the choice to come back here or go there or do this or do that. You know what I'm saying?
in a broad statement,
It's
I
like
don't think
Rick and Morty
anybody
where he
makes
play Rick.
100%
Or he play,
XP in this life. I don't think anybody makes it to 100%. Oh, I've arrived. I did it all.
I've met some 10-year-olds
I don't
that I
think
was
so.
like, that man's been here for like
I don't
91,000 years.
Yeah.
He looks at me and
I
he's like
mean,
stone cold, and I'm like, you know more than I do.
Exposure, like you said. Going in the game
Look, but
and
that,
doing
but
the XP
listen to what
versus
you just
getting the
said.
little gems
let
on
me
the
stop
side.
you real quick.
don't
Let me
really
stop
mean
you real
that.
quick. That's why playing Earth is so fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Playing Earth?
Yes. That's why playing Earth is so fun. Because once you finish the main
playing
goal,
bagpipes?
in just in case for some reason an enemy take you out, you come back and you do a side mission. You know what I'm saying? If you want to. If you want to. If the conspiracy theories about
believe
why
that,
and
bro.
how the mind and the
believe
spirit, if the I don't believe that. It's a
Bro,
whole
I don't
group of people
believe
out
that
here that
either.
believe that.
Right.
If listen to me out, hear me out. If the conspiracy theory, because nobody is dead, nobody died and came back and said this that we know of, right? If the conspiracy theory on what happens to your soul is actually true when you die, all of them, reincarnation, being able to control your destiny and all this other shit, you being God and all this God mode crap. Let's say all of it is real, and you pop out and you like pull off a helmet and you like, fuck, that shit was crazy. What you gonna do? Like,
I can't
you know
even
what I'm saying?
fathom that.
Where,
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's how deep the game is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why me and my character mode, based off of my XP and my exposure, I deal with my upsetness at certain levels in the game where it's not that I wasn't walking on the course.
Right.
It was, damn, I've been walking on this same street and I don't know this guy, or you know what I'm saying, to say, hey man, my name's Isaac Jackson. Let me do this, this, and that. Can you teach me Foreign? I didn't know. It wasn't. I can't have knowledge of something that I was never exposed to, that I don't know.
But
If I don't know it
thinking-
exists, like right now,
What if
the iPod.
what if
it was showing itself to you but you wasn't paying attention? Because
Right.
that's always a scenario.
if it was showing itself to me and I didn't pay attention, that means it wasn't something that was in the physical. It was not.
No, it is. Like
it's
when you play Red
non-tangible.
Dead Redemption, right? It's a dude standing right here. I'm riding down on my horse. This me. I'm riding down on my horse. If I go this way, he's standing right there. If I go this way, we gonna enter into a mission that is actually detrimental to the storyline of the fucking game. Or I can go
past
hunt.
it, right?
I can go fucking
Right.
gather.
Right. Or
I
you
can
can
go
just- yeah,
interact with
anything.
somebody else.
anything, right.
So how you know that you didn't look over there and go,
That guy.
go over here. Good, bad experience or not, whether the mission turned out y'all got robbed or whatever, because you can't control the actual mission.
Sure.
How do you know? Because this game is so complex.
I'm saying that I
that you didn't
do.
walk
I'm
past
saying that.
mission.
I'm saying.
Or
that
how do you know you haven't kept entering that mission and kept failing that mission? Because this game is so complex, the days change. It don't
time
repeat.
is because time is constant.
But you notice that things that you go through with people repeat themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you
The
got this
lessons,
lesson
certain
that
lessons.
keep this mission that keeps cycling through different people, and you might not be learning it, and you mad because as the person who controlling Isaac right now, you like, bro, my season is trash. I'm 0-16 right now. You know what I'm saying? I keep fumbling the ball, and my dude ain't gaining experience points enough to get his carry arm up. But you ain't doing shit like hitting the gym or whatever, practicing on whatever the fuck the extra shit is that go along with needing
Right.
to.
So let me.
or you just
let
need
me
to
what
pay
if.
attention to
Let
that
me what
mission.
if right now. What if I'm in a level in the game where I made a decision, right? Like I didn't go over here to that dude. I went over here and I did this.
Right.
But since this other character knew that I was looking at him and I did this instead of that, they decide not to directly say, oh, come get me, but they just move down on their path and they do whatever and make decisions that they do, and it jams me. But I'm still making progress. But it's like literally I have a wound. Stay with me. In real life about my life, real facts, everything that the mission, the goal, have a good life, moralistically correct, sound with people, you know what I'm saying? All that shit I did at 21. I fought for the country. I graduated with a high school diploma. I didn't have a dad. My coach died my junior year of high school. I couldn't follow up on what I wanted to do with the sports because I didn't have the resources or the money to go behind it. Everything that I realized as these things were planning and paying out, I didn't let the effect of those decisions, even, you know what I'm saying, being some of my own, stop me. You know what I mean? I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding in the game. But I still chose to not sit down and rest and pull out the med kit, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? I chose to keep walking, to kept going in the course. As I kept walking, I gained more exposure. From this exposure, there were other characters in the game that because I did what we just described, because I talked to them, and for some of them, because I went away, I benefited. There's a level of life on a daily level that is uncontrollable by us. It's completely intangible. What that is the turning or the changing of a man's motive. Why you do what you do.
You just explained you going on a side mission and you not being able to see what the computer doing while you gone. That's all you just said. All you said was when he go home, I don't see what he do when he gone. But it still affect me because if he can't come over here tomorrow or da 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 blah blah blah. All you explained was what the computer do when you're not looking. But at the end of the day, your mission and the goal still remains the same.
Sure, but because of what the computer did, it's a part of the game. Just
Right.
like how that exposure,
But
that
you
ain't
choose
XP,
but you
it's
choose
still
to let
a
it
part of the
hurt
game.
you. You choose to let it hurt you, and you choose to let it hinder you going forward in the game.
No, I mean what hurt. I mean decisions.
Like, yeah, you still getting
decisions and
XP and all
consequences
that
are
other
real.
stuff,
That shit's, bro. If you go put your hand on the stove at any part of the game, you're gonna burn your hand.
That's the reason why I'm left-handed right now.
So, but I'm just saying, we all know that. You know what I mean? So, it's like what I'm trying to say is, there was a level in the game where I took a mission that caused me to gain XP, gain exposure, but then because I chose that mission, I gave back XP. Well, not really gave back. You don't never give back experience. I was stopped. My XP stopped. That was a part of the game. Going to jail if you do something that's against the rules of the simulation. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
like,
let me say this. Looking at your life from a two-dimensional perspective, right?
Mhm.
And you telling me your life from your experience, which is also a two-dimensional perspective because you're not telling me the truth, I'm going to go on record to say we all have made decisions that we assume the consequences are the result from other people's actions. You still fucked up.
Right.
You blocked your own mission. You blocked your own experience points. The things that you did at the time, you thought and you felt that they was right because, yes, they was right for you to land on this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't change the fact that they was not right at all. And that's why you in this timeline to begin
until your
with.
time kept going.
But that don't mean that you wasn't supposed to be in this timeline and that you wasn't supposed to do them things. You too worried about the things that you did and not really worrying about paying attention to the mission that you own to get to the next
I'm not worried
level.
about it because the decisions happened. It affected the game.
Yeah, that's
The
what you think.
simulate-
That's what you think.
It did.
That's what you think.
There's rules in the
That's what you
simulation.
think. The game is always gonna stay the same. If we playing, hey, that was a nice little. if we watch, what's that movie called? Final Fantasy, or no, what's the shit where everybody die? You know what I'm talking about.
Final Destination.
Yeah.
Final
Final
Destination,
Destination, that's
the
it.
one where you make the decisions on who live and die.
Yeah.
The end movie kind of still the same.
Yeah.
Right? You click buttons and some people don't die right then, but they
Yeah.
kind of disappear. Some shit you never see them again. Like the end results is still kind of the same. So the trickiest part about playing this game is how the missions present themselves and how you are able to key into the fact that you actually in a mission at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
I'll agree with that.
I think that's like the all Madden version of playing the game. That's the highest difficulty setting. You know what I'm
Yeah, to
saying?
have a level of
Just look at
discernment.
your life
Mhm.
as being on the highest difficulty setting.
Yeah, I know.
And it's up to you to still complete the mission, even though it's more enemies on the board,
Mhm.
even though they more tactical, even though they making fucking way more advanced decisions that they wasn't making on now. Last time, my man just walked up to you and shoot it. Now he rolling, he ducking, he dodging, he sliding.
Yeah,
he
but-
got grenades. You like, where the fuck he get grenades from?
Yeah.
Because last time I played this game, he did not have those.
Yeah,
Or last time you could see him, but this time he a fucking sniper.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know,
Right.
but here's the thing. You know, the universe is always going to offer you a win. Some of them is going to be more difficult than others, but it's going to always offer you a path that's going to lead you out. It's up to you.
to go get it.
Yeah, and it's going to always, look, it's going to be telling you, your inner self is going to always tell you the right thing to do. It's up to you to listen. You can listen to the wrong shit all you want. It's like the devil's advocate or the
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Right,
You
on
got
the left
one on his
shoulder.
shoulder,
Like,
one on
man,
his shoulder.
told me I
You feel
shouldn't
me?
have did that
And
shit.
you keep listening to the wrong motherfucker. And here's the thing. After the first time you listen to this motherfucker and he guides you wrong, you know he the wrong motherfucker.
Right.
So it's up to you, you know what I'm saying, to start listening to the right motherfucker.
And that's part of the mission. Well,
Right,
the
I mean,
right motherfucker
it's a part of the
is,
game.
The
It's
right
everybody
motherfucker
got
is
that.
the dude who got the controller and
You
And-
are the
and-
right motherfucker. The
and,
person
no,
that you
yeah.
listen to.
Your soul,
is
your inner voice
right,
got
is
the
your
controller
choosing.
right. And every time you do some shit that go against your soul, he the nigga that's looking at the other souls like, bruh, my controller not working, bruh. I swear I pressed square, bruh. He did the wrong move. What
Or he
the
online
fuck?
talking about my shit lagging, my internet.
Yeah,
fucked
he
up.
like, bruh, I swear I pressed triangle, bruh. What the fuck that nigga do? Like, why he do this when he was supposed to do this? Like, and that's the hardest part about playing this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get your player, your controller, and your fucking person who's playing the fucking game all on the same page.
Once they all in sync, then it's a lot easier.
You know what I'm saying? Then everybody you don't like. You're like, how come he getting everything I don't want? So to speak, not you personally, but I'm saying, because most people content with what they got going on. Most people, they see the missions over there, and they just trying to hunt and gather. They could give a fuck about the missions. They like, I'm good, bro. This is how I play Earth. I'm straight.
They're not worried about, they're not worried about finding the end.
Yeah. Bro, when I play Earth, I play it just like The Sims. I wake up, I eat the shit I want to eat that day. I do this, I do that. They're not really necessarily concerned about having a whole bunch of money. Maybe they know a cheat code and they came into the game with some money. But at the end of the day,
You won't know that shit.
you wanted to play it fair. When I got Grand Theft Auto, I was like, I want to play it fair. This one, the new one?
No.
I was like, I don't want no game cheat code.
We were taught.
No. I'm not
fair
talking about
and all
we-
that shit was.
I'm not talking-
We in the game.
I'm not talking
We're
about
in
what
the
I'm
game.
not talking about what you learned after you jumped into the simulation. I'm talking about, because that's the difficulty of the simulation, right? Everything
How
that
you
you
gonna say what you knew before you came into the game?
it's hypothetical. We God at this point. And God know everything, right? He know everything. And time don't exist. So at that point, it's a man-made construct, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? And so if I can insert myself into time at any point in time, then I know what I'm talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? This dude know what he's saying. The lips is just moving, and because I'm saying that, you're distracted by the point that I'm trying to make, right? The difficulty of the game is to lock in with the player, make sure that the controller is controlling the player when the buttons is pressed by the person who actually button mashing, right? So that's the line
We're
that
all
you're
that
trying to
person.
follow. But from the moment that you born, I'm guaranteed the dude in the controller is like, all right, I gotta eat, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, because the first thing I'm trying to do is walk. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as he gets you to learn how to walk, the controller vibrating, and he gotta do all of this shit so he can get you to walk. And then you're like, yeah, as soon as I get this nigga walking, I'm gonna be opening up the refrigerator, eating my own shit, because the next thing I gotta do is grow. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna get big and strong, and I'm gonna start talking, because that's just the levels that you got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, but all the while, you just thinking, I'm chilling. I'm just this kid walking around eating snacks. You know what I'm saying? You give a
It's the
fuck.
same. It's on a loop actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same shit.
Yeah. So, but that's the difficulty of the game, is to get the character to be like, What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, nigga, do some push-ups. Who said that? I guess we're going to the NFL. I don't know. Do some push-ups this week. More? Okay, they hurt. Don't keep going. All right, well, fuck. What am I supposed to do? When am I supposed to stop? You not. And then when you stop, I need you to go in there and eat a steak. Follow that bitch with some chocolate milk and do some sit-ups. And you like, what? And that's where when people talk about willpower.
That's you.
That's
Everything
you.
you're talking
Legend.
about is you. It's you.
Yeah, but you are
You
holding
really,
the controller
he really
and
thinks
you the player.
that he's able to step out of himself and control, like, when we're in the game,
Where your conscience comes
Stay
from?
with me, stay
Is
with me.
it- what?
when you're in the game, you know, when you press triangle, you can back up from your player and then look at him.
Mhm.
You're still in the game because you're on a controller, but
Right.
it's like now I actually can see everything about my player.
That's called astro projecting. That's a real thing.
But no one's able to do that 100% of the time through life. And
You're not supposed to. That's not a part of the game.
it is a part of the game. It's a real thing. Like
You
just
astro
said.
project when you sleep, first of all.
I'm-
So you do it. You probably just don't
But
know.
stay with me. I'm
or
using
remember.
the example to speak about how you're saying astral project. I'm not even talking about sleep and all that type of stuff. Literally, it's called knowledge of self and your surrounding. You're saying that because of because you're 10. You know what I'm saying? Based on your XP, you were able to have that knowledge.
No,
at
I'm
whatever
saying
level.
everybody, in order to gain XP, should gain that knowledge as soon as possible in the effort to gain XP. Everybody got an inner voice that's telling them that they did or that they should be doing something or should have done something. So they either missed an opportunity that they can probably either come back from or it's too late, which some people say is never too late, which is also a thing. Or everybody got an inner voice telling them to do something.
But
You know what I'm
that
saying?
inner voice isn't out of that person controlling and telling them what to do. That inner voice
It's trying to.
right, but that
That's
inner
my point.
right, but that inner voice is walking along the game, like literally trying to advertise, like you said.
Exactly.
You know
Because
what I'm
what
saying?
it's trying to
But
do,
it's you.
what it's trying to do is get you to realize that, hey, maybe what you want to do ain't so important. I want you to do this, and the controller, I got the controller. You know what
Can
I'm
I
saying?
say something?
Can you please do some push-ups so we can go to the NFL? Because that's all I got in this game to do.
To going off what you said, no joke. You think it is a part of you. I'm almost agreeing with the fact that it isn't quite.
I don't think so either.
I look at myself every day and I'm self-critical. I can see flaws and fix them. The only time, which obviously psychedelics are supposed to bring you to this thing, the only time I've ever stood in a mirror and looked at myself and literally referred to myself as we and talked to myself was on mushrooms, and a bunch of them. But I stood in a mirror and talked to myself as we and said, we're fucking our life up. You need to do, like, you're fucking our life up. You need to do something about this. We're standing here together right now. Let's go. What are you doing wrong? Think about it. Feel bad.
Here's the thing. The psychotropics in the mushrooms allowed you to refer to yourself in a higher form, and you were actually able to step outside yourself and have a conversation from your soul to your physical body. It's real. The shit happens. You understand?
Mhm.
It's real. It happens. So can you step outside of your body and control your body? Yes, you can. When you say, oh, well, I can't do this, I can't do that because that's not the way,
It's a
then you
word spell.
restrict yourself and you can't.
I'm not
not
restricting
like,
myself by a word. Characters are restricted because of decisions that they made in the game. That's what I've been talking about. Tim was trying to say that
decisions you can
each
make in
player
this
should be
game is
able to
words that you
know
say.
where they're at in the game at all times and what's
Decisions you
around
can
them
make
and
in
what
this
they can
game
do.
is
It's
saying
not like
positive
that.
affirmations and not saying positive affirmations. A decision you can make in this game is power of thought. This game is more complicated than Grand Theft Auto 5,
It's
6,
mental.
7, 8,
Cerebral.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mind fuck.
Right. If
Which
you
is why we playing
if
so
you
much.
if you do one thing, Isaac, and take can't out of your vocabulary completely, never use that word when you refer to yourself. Anytime you say I, you never say can't. You feel me? That's just against your religion. Just do it like that. Then everything that you set yourself to do, you will succeed it. You can do it.
Right.
You
You'll be
when
like,
you put
"Damn,
yourself
I
in that
struggle with
mentality
this right now."
and
You're like, "I can't say
verbalize
can't,
that,
so.
it's what it's
I
exactly
struggle
what it
with
will manifest.
This is
It's
hard for
exactly what will happen. When you say you that you can't, then you won't.
I agree with that on any level. I'm just speaking about, hey man, I made a decision because I wanted to do this because someone told me that I couldn't, and I did it anyway. Now,
I do that every day.
right
That's a
now,
good thing.
now, because that happened,
That's my thing. When
the
people
game,
tell me I
the
can't
game
do shit,
tells me
do
I
it.
can't vote.
Just
That's
so
a real thing.
I can
See
show
what I'm
them
saying?
that I can do it.
The game,
No
a
matter
player
how
in the
impossible it
game
might sound.
told
If they
me
say, "Oh, you
I
can't fly,"
go home,
I'll be
or
the
can't
next
have,
flying
my kid.
motherfucker around here.
But
because
the
I'm gonna
game
be
didn't
trying to
say I
do it.
couldn't. You see what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
keep
Right. Well,
going
the
until I
game is
fly.
the game is changing the rules. A new update came out, and soon felons will be able to vote everywhere.
But you see what I'm saying though. But you see what I'm
New
saying?
update.
I'm not. I don't want you to think, bro. I'll
I'm
say this
saying, we
on.
got
I'll
a
say
new
this on
software
camera.
update coming out.
The man that y'all are seeing, there has never been nothing that I've ever put my mind to and I hadn't achieved. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
So
And my track
you're
record,
getting XP.
my track record proves that. But I'm not trying to defend myself or nothing. I'm just literally speaking about it in a relative standpoint because I'm not afraid to talk about myself in the game based off of where everybody else may see themselves, silently in the game. Like, I did some real shit in my life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And my shit's still going. My only thing is the frustration or that I have, when I said I was mad, it's like when you press pause, I pressed pause, I've been on pause in the game, and I was able to look at my stats. And from looking at the stats, literally in one area, like you said, I didn't choose to do XP in a different way. I chose to do the XP how I wanted to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got points, whatever, all the other shit along the way. That way didn't, like the bar, that shit just got highlighted. This shit's black. This shit don't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
on Spider-Man right now, there's a suit that I want, right? I don't play the game no more because that shit's unplugged.
Yeah.
But it's a suit that I want on Spider-Man.
Mhm.
But I didn't do those side missions to get the specific points required
Exactly.
to rock that suit.
Exactly.
Now, that suit is pertinent to me finishing the game.
Sure.
So did I finish the game? No, I stopped on the last mission and I said, hey, I gotta do these side missions
Right.
to get this fucking suit. We finna fight Doc. He got tentacles, I need tentacles too.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need that. So that's just what that is. In this simulation, you just didn't do the reason why that shit's black is because you ain't even got 1 XP.
Right, for doing that mission the right way.
Whatever
Right?
that shit's, whatever it
At
is,
all.
push-ups, sit-ups, whatever the fuck it is, to,
Right.
to get that to start going green. That's
Didn't
where
do
you
nothing.
need to
Yeah,
go.
I didn't do nothing. No. I, being at where I'm at in the game, I don't have to use that skill. I don't have to
Yeah,
use
you
that
okay?
XP
So
bar.
you just defeated the game without it. So then you don't dwell.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
That's what I'm saying. Don't
Yeah, we
dwell.
growing. We
the
growing.
game is already defeated. All the missions is complete. At any point throughout while you playing the game, you can decide to go back and get those XP points so you can rock that suit while you free roaming. But you already done all the missions. So if you really want the suit, do the
It's a
side
matter of-
missions so
it's-
you can
right,
wear
it's-
while
it's
you
a-
free roam.
It's like a matter of the character. Like, yo,
Yeah.
you wanna go do that shit or not?
And if you feel so strongly about it, obviously you really want that suit.
right, go do
And why
that
not
shit.
make it easier on yourself
Go get it. Just
to
go
make
get
the
suit.
final mission?
Oh, he already done. He said.
That's what I'm saying. But why not before you do that? Why not? Why not make it easier in the first?
Oh, I mean,
place?
so
Yeah.
so I
Put
can,
extra
and I
work
mean,
in
there's a
there.
plan. So like basically, I feel like to just use this whole example. So I was playing the game. I got to a part in the game where I could go left or I could go right, and I checked my stats at that time. I was stacked up. Everything that was visible in the box had all the checks on it. I had all the suits.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Even had some gems that I traded in that
Not
turned
the
into some
gems,
shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? In that literal level of the game, I could have chose to pause the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I could have chose to go right, or I could have chose to go left. Right?
Right.
I chose to make my decision. I went left. I'm left-handed. I went left, right? Because I went left, everything that was how the computer does shit when I can't see it, everything that the computer simulated on the right, because I'm talking about life, basically this is karma. Everything on the right-hand side then became, at the next level for me, the next challenge, the harder, you know what I'm saying, that higher level of difficulty. You feel what I'm saying? Because I didn't go right.
Yeah, that go back to what Richard was saying.
You see what I'm saying?
You just changed timelines based off
Right,
your
I
decision.
jumped. Right, I jumped.
But based
dimensions
off of
and shit.
another decision, we glorify decisions, but it's every single decision,
It
every
is.
single
It's
thought, every
meticulous
word
as
that
fuck,
you say.
yeah.
So whatever you did halfway through that timeline before it get you to the next one, you did something that put you right back in the first timeline.
You
So you got to live
He's
straight.
absolutely
And he was like, boop.
freaking right. And
Richard said that shit
and
earlier.
you know what's
You gotta
crazy?
get Richard's credit.
You
Richard
said it.
is
You know
out
what I'm
here.
saying? You talked about
Richard
the topic.
blew my mind with
He
that
broke it
shit.
down
Yeah.
in detail. Pop spoke about it in actual like description form, and he said it was lessons. Tim brought it back around like, well, what if it's, you know, let's just say it's not a lesson or something, but it's actual experience, or you going through the same thing that you went through in life. Like I said, like I'm gonna open. Y'all probably read it in the book. Everybody, Pop said, everybody has the chance to do what's right, right? But it's really up to you if you're gonna take that route to go do the right thing, right? So, for me, I'm at that level, right? I made that left, right? Then it's like after I made that left, you know, you be in the game and it'll trot down, then you got to make another decision. That shit turned into like 100 fucking decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And from each one of them decisions, I literally, if I could make an illustration, it was like I was trying to bag up the residuals from each decision and just carry that bitch on my back.
Yeah.
You
We
feel
talked
me?
about it in the podcast before the last one. That was how to practice like Westbrook. Most people look at every decision like a Super Bowl decision. But you gotta win the season to get to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So some of those decisions, whether they wins or losses, you know what I'm saying, can either make or break your season. You know what I'm saying? So each one is important. You know what I'm saying? You gotta appreciate the small wins, and when motherfuckers get trophies for just participating, that give you the pre-notion that it's already planned now. How
Everybody's
come
gonna get a trophy?
raise
Right,
my
so,
shit up? You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like no,
You can be
that's
seen
not how
right.
it
I
works.
want to pull it back from the game stuff because I feel like maybe Shane is still not convinced.
Oh no, we
And
actually
so-
we gotta wrap up. So if we're gonna have to hit Shane on the next one because I think we hit our hour 30-minute mark.
Can I hear the final thought just so we know what we're
It's a
going
great-
back to in
it's a
case we
great
forget?
topic.
Yeah, we 3 minutes away from overloading the Spire for our 2-hour run.
Go. Say your thing real
Okay,
quick.
So,
I can do it.
Wrap
Okay.
it up, Richard.
All right, so pulling it back. So like you don't believe that everything starts and has an ending, but you did say that you believe in simulations and that this could be a simulation.
Yes.
But obviously, simulation would have to have memory because it's stored in some kind
Yes.
of device, right? So that means that someone
shit
turned the
off.
simulation on. So we're not looking at birth and death. We're looking at simulation turned on, and eventually it's not going to have enough memory, so they have to turn it off
Right.
to add more memory.
Yes.
All right. Now pulling it back, we talked about how the branches exist of time, right? They always exist. They've always existed, but you are at this point, even though this stuff exists in the future.
That's why you
Right.
gotta sleep.
You still have your free will to make all
Turn
of
it
these
off
paths
to make sure
or
all
to make
the
all of these
decisions
decisions,
that
and you're
last
traveling
stage
down this
did
path, but this
of
path
all
already
emotions
exists because 1,000 different universes exist.
Got you.
Richard's
Yes.
crazy.
I'm convinced.
All right.
I take it the way that you mean it now, and I totally feel that. We're on the same shit. We're done on that thought and that podcast.
That's it.
Yeah, yo.
You did it.
I did it.
Sharp.
You heard it here first, baby.
Sharp, bro.
Richard did it.
Snap.
It's
Changing
the podcast.
minds and views.
Look, we gon' end the podcast before we end the stream. This one was mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like I like everything that happened
Yeah.
on this one because I got a whole new perspective on life, and I didn't even have to take acid this time.
Yeah.
So
You
I
just
like
got everyone else's experience.
I like it. Hopefully everybody tuned into this one. Me and Shane made some good backdoor decisions yesterday that helped out a lot. So people on Apple Music will get this podcast the same day it come out. Hopefully before 3 o'clock.
What time are we at now?
It's
12:50. Yeah, before 3.
So hopefully before 3, everybody will listen to it on
Next
all
time we'll have a
streaming
Kiva cam.
platforms. next time we have a Kiva Cam for the live stream,
You need one.
make sure you follow the podcast. Right.
For sure.
This is for the live stream, not for the podcast. Make sure you follow the podcast. Make sure you check us out on Google Assistant, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere podcasts available.
Facts.
Richard, you want to say anything? Shane?
Since we're on YouTube, this doesn't pertain to the podcast. Actually, it does. You know what it pertains to? Come and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yep.
If you're
And our
watching
Reddit.
live, subscribe. And the Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
Join the Reddit. If you've got some nice shit to say about some Westbrook eats, some Westbrook music,
Post
You
some
just-
pictures, yeah.
put some pictures.
You can say some bad stuff, too, man. I don't care.
No, fuck you. Don't say that.
Hey,
You can't control what they're gonna do anyway.
look,
I'll block
in
your ass.
order to make lightning, you need positive
Right.
energy.